I know my story may seem amusing to some, but it's not to me. I see two rather unassuming, but seemingly good-hearted folk. I see one who presents as a fighter and a force of good, and I see another who may be of questionable morality, but I need you too.
A lot has happened since you were last here.
You've brought us here for a reason, and let's do the job.
I don't know that I'm ready to go back.
I vote the tunnel.
All right.
That's only one vote.
Yeah, we did a murder!
I know your secret.
Ooh, do we have any sympathetic vomiters? Do we need to make con saves? Anybody?
This is not a joke to me.
She throws her hands into the air, and you see the bones in the floor begin to move and shake and rise.
Here in the crumbling ruins of this grand city, we as compatriots walk together, much like the family of foxes lost amongst the snow. Not snow foxes, but regular foxes, finding themselves scattered across the biome, unfamiliar, dangerous, quite cold, and the color of their skin stands out for predatory creatures. Yet, they endure as one. Individually, they would expire, they would be lost or eaten, but as a circle of survival, they will continue, victorious into the mines. Like us, we are the foxes, and we will endure.
Hello and welcome to the special Pride edition of Streaming for Survivors. I am your humble Dungeon Master, non-ironically TV's B. Dave Walters, and I have a script that I've already gone off of because I am excited. This is art, it is living, it is breathing. Everybody's going to give you some of the details here, but as always, this charity is very near and dear to my heart. Every time WAVAW Crisis Center calls, in general, or Shar in particular, I absolutely always answer because the smallest of donations makes a significant difference in actual human beings' lives. And although we're going to tell you some of the particulars, I want you to know in advance, some of these numbers are small, some of these numbers are big. There's been plenty of times in my life that I didn't have an extra $5 to throw at something, but every dollar counts, every bit helps. Signal boost, let people know what we're doing here. All of that makes a real, meaningful difference. Now I'm gonna actually go to my script and say what I was supposed to say this whole entire time. Again, thank you to D&D Beyond and Wizards of the Coast for presenting this Streaming for Survivors Pride Edition. Probably you know who all these wonderful human beings are, but just on the off chance that you don't and you are making a discovery for the very first time, I'm going to get you guys to tell us real quick who you are and who you're playing today. And I'm going to go in the order that you all hear in the overlay. So starting with Erika.
Okay. Hello. I'm Erika Ishii. You can use whatever pronouns. And I am playing Chris, he, him. You might know me from Dimension 20 or Critical Role or video games.
All true. And Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe Hicks. He, they generally. I am a weird man in the woods, and I'm playing Apep, a normal human. That's it.
It's literally nothing else to this. Everything is just written on the tin, right?
Basically.
Yeah. Amy.
Hello, I am Amy Dallen, she, her. Today I am playing Glim of the Autumn, also she, her. I am so excited. Thank you all for being here today. And if you are watching this and just caught a sneak peek at something, stay tuned to our socials because you were not dreaming. That is a real and exciting thing. Please stay tuned on that. You can find more about me all over D&D Beyond.
Sorry, my eyes just widened because we already got a boss monster that just got added in that literally already altered my plan. So great. Like the plan didn't even start and the plan's been altered. So let's go.
Here's what it is.
I'm in danger. But we also have some advantages and natural 20s. So I'm feeling pretty good about this.
We're going to hit the ground running very promptly. But before we can do that, let's finish finding out who you wonderful people are. CB.
Hey everybody, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard. Critical Bard across all social media channels. He, they pronouns. I'm an active vocalist, tabletop professional, jack of all trades, master of like 3 of them. And today I am playing Antonio Nauthier, also known as Anton, he, him pronouns, and he is totally a person who's not a half illithid, not at all.
Again, everything is exactly as it appears, just right when you look at it. You know, it's like nothing to hide. The lovely Shar.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Bayer. I go by Char. My pronouns are she, they. I am the DM of Tabletop Titties, a queer and feminist TTRPG actual play show. And I'm also the Grants and Major Gifts Coordinator at WAVAW Rape Crisis Center. We're so grateful to have everybody here playing today. Thank you all so much. And thank you all for watching. And today I will be playing Bellispree, whose pronouns are also she, they. Bellispree, you know, I am a reborn warlock. And I'm very excited to play.
And last, but certainly not least, from across the ocean.
So far,
you know, having done up so lovely a presentation layer, so much so, I was like, the rest of us could just turn our cameras off, because who could take their eyes off of Mr. Sherlock Hulmes?
Thank you very much. Yes, I am Mark Hulmes, also known as Sherlock Hulmes. As I've kind of, gender has been figured out, and there's all sorts of things going on, so use whatever you like. Today I am playing Lady Eleanor, she, her. And I am normally the Dungeon Master for High Rollers D&D, which is a UK-based D&D show. You might have also seen me on Critical Role and appearing in various D&D lives and appearing with some of these lovely people in various shows. Myself and Gabe and me and Amy, and I've done a lot of stuff with a lot of cool people, and you probably maybe have seen me there. So lovely to see everybody, and thank you so much for having me, and thank you all being very sweet.
Fantastic. All right, now I'm going to read very carefully because these are important words, and I need to make sure I say them correctly. The chat code for today is !donate. Today is a very special version of Streaming for Survivors because it is our Pride Edition. We're playing level 20 D&D to support 2 SLGBTQIA plus survivors of sexualized violence. All fundraising proceeds from today will be benefiting WAVAW Rape Crisis Center. They are a charity that provides immediate crisis and long-term support services to survivors of sexualized assault. No donation is too small. $5 gets a survivor to and from group therapy. $15 funds an hour of text or chat support for survivors. And $35 provides an hour of their 24/7 free of charge crisis and information line that accepts calls from all around the world. Every $60 provides a survivor with an hour of counseling free of charge. If you have $100 to spare, that covers taxi services to and from the hospital for 5 survivors. If you have $650, I know that's a big number, that is enough to fund an entire support group for up to 8 survivors, and more than enough to add whatever boss monster you want to the game, but we will talk about that later. And before I turn this over, I just want to say, if you've seen me do these games before for WAVAW Rape Crisis Center or some other causes that I care about, y'all know I will do it. I've had Tiamat show up to help people. I've had a Sararak show up riding the Tarask. That all happened. So if you make the donation, I will do the thing. And with that, let me turn it over to Shar.
I'm just keeping track of all these donations coming in. This is wild. Thank you all so much. And as we're doing Streaming for Survivors Pride Edition, I just want to make it super clear. At WAVAW, we know that trans women are women and that they are also 3 times more likely to face sexual violence in their lifetime. So to attend to this disproportionate rate of violence and a lack of gender-affirming support services, WAVAW services are available to all people of marginalized genders, including cis and trans women, non-binary, trans, genderqueer, and two-spirit people. Because this is Streaming for Survivors Pride Edition, I also wanted to take a moment to highlight some of the two-spirit LGBTQIA+ services that WAVAW offers to all survivors. So WAVAW has free of charge gender-affirming individual counseling. We have text and chat support at WAVAW Connect, which is available Monday to Friday. And this text and chat service is great for folks who might not be able to speak out safely where they're located due to unsupportive families, or who might be worried about how their voice and gender might be perceived via the phone. own. We facilitate by and for queer support groups for survivors of sexualized violence where everyone can heal in community and solidarity. We also provide by and for Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ victim services so that survivors are supported in every step of their self-determined healing journey. And all of WAVA's services are available to all queer folks. So that includes hospital police accompaniment, court accompaniment, victim services, group therapy, individual counseling, that text and chat support I mentioned, and of course, our crisis line. And we are also able to accompany survivors to their medical appointments, which include abortion appointments, because we believe that survivor safety and autonomy must include reproductive justice. And the donations that you're making today, I'm just blown away. You're already changing so many lives. At the start of the stream, we had raised enough money to fund 28 hours of WAVA's 24-hour crisis and information line, over a day already. So celebrate Pride by supporting survivors. Every dollar counts today. And for everyone that donates, we do have some very special gifts for you.
We surely do. Everyone who donates $10 or more will receive access to a digital TTRPG bundle thanks to our friends at Hit Point Press and One Page Mage. Hit Point Press is donating one of their perfect big bads to include in your home games, and One Page Mage has designed a unique adventure just for folks who donate today. As a special treat, D&D Beyond, D&D has extended their no-cost Pride dice for 1 week. If you have not claimed your Rainbow Digital Math Rocks yet, make sure you don't miss this last chance. Idle Champions is also donating a code to unlock chest in their game. To unlock it, just type in !code in chat. To gain access to the TTRPG bundle, make sure you select that the charity can contact you when you make your donation. And know that your goodies will make their way to you on July 15th. And
I didn't unmute myself. Look, y'all need to be less interesting when you're delivering the scripts. If you could just, like, in a robot way, instead of me just being like, that sounds awesome, thank you, I want to know more. Okay, speaking of goodies, let's talk about raffle prizes. When making your donation, if you want to participate in our raffle, be sure to select a reward that involves raffle tickets. We have over $8,000 in prizes ready to be given away, and raffle tickets only cost $15 each, which covers an hour of WAVAW Connect. We also have a special bundle of 30 tickets available for a $100 donation, which will cover 3 hours of WAVA's Crisis Line. The prize packs include legendary bundles and adventure bundles and some other goodies from D&D Beyond, special pre-order and Spelljammer bundles from D&D Beyond, Eldritch Foundry custom printed plastic miniature codes, and more. In fact, so much more that I need Gabe to take over, please.
That's right, Amy. We've got prize packs that include player handbooks and Dice of Healings from D&D Beyond. Die Hard Dice gift cards for beautiful math rocks. You know, those things that you shouldn't eat. I know some of you are in that camp. We're not going to talk about today. Today, we're here for better causes. And even Paizo is donating copies of both their fantastic Pathfinder and Starfinder beginner box sets. These are box sets for playing games. How can you beat that? I heard someone sigh, but I can't see who it was. I'm just going to keep on going. Hit Point Press has even donated PDF copies, digital copies you can put on your phones, computers, tablets, other small devices. Probably not a pager, but hey, maybe if you're smart, you can make that work. It includes their humble wood setting and source book. Be a little animal person. Now, you thought I was done. You're wrong. Kobold Press also put their support in by donating PDF copies of their amazing books like Tome of Heroes and Court of the Shadow Fae. I don't have a personal relation to that. You can't prove that. You can even brush up on your game mastering skills thanks to their PDF, the Kobold Guide to Game Mastering. But that's not all. In fact, there's so much more that I need Mark to take over because my brain's exploding.
Well, thank you, Gabriel. Prizes also include exclusive and collective limited edition Streaming for Survivors t-shirts, as well as Alchemy RPG founder boxes, which include a 1-year subscription to Alchemy at their highest tier and 50% discount for life on Alchemy subscriptions, as well as a multitude of TTRPG goodies, including Griffin's saddlebag, magic items, Islands of Sina Una setting book, and more. Every prize pack will be accompanied by not 1, but 5 Idle Champions gold chests. We also have some extra special rewards outside of the raffle. Take it away, Erika.
Thank you so much, Mark. That is correct. There's even a limited number of personal thank you videos available from us, the cast. So you can pick them up for a donation of $100, which is the equivalent of getting up to 5 survivors to and from the hospital safely. But they are very limited, so hurry up. They're going fast, and they will not be available for long. And by the way, speaking of which, if you are watching this on VOD, donations are going to go towards raffle tickets up until the draw, which is at 11:59 p.m. Pacific on July 14th. So you can expect to receive your raffle prizes and digital TTRPG packs and thank you videos on July 15th. So please give generously to support LGBTQ plus survivors at WAVAW Rape Crisis Center, whose crisis line receives about 5,000 calls a year from across the globe.
And with that, one last thing. My most favorite part, actually the most favorite part is the emotional trauma, but I get to inflict. But the before of that favorite part, how you can actually affect the game. You can donate to affect the game. If you go to bit.ly/WAVA D&D Pride to donate, I hope that chat is, link is coming up in chat right there. Or you can type in ! change the game and you'll get it. So $30, you can gift an advantage to one of the players. We do things a little bit differently here. That advantage is basically gonna be like a luck die, like the feat. So you can re-roll an attack roll, you can re-roll a save, you can do any of that stuff. You have basically a luck die. And that'll cover 2 hours of WAVA Rape Crisis text and chat support. $40 will force a wild magic surge, which again is unilaterally positive. Did I dig up a necromancy themed wild magic table? Yes, I did. That covers an hour of the crisis line. $60, you can gift a natural 20 to one of these wonderful people. That covers an hour of counseling for a survivor. Also, I can tell you, a lot of these classes can do some pretty obscene things with a guaranteed crit. So, and we only play with our 1 house rule, that a 1 always fails and a 20 always succeeds, even on skill checks. So it's a guaranteed win at something you can do. $100 is a draw from the deck of many things, which is unilaterally positive things. There's nothing negative whatsoever in this deck for me. So if you want to spice things up, we got a couple of draws that are already in the queue. Things get wild fast with the deck of many things.
Yes, for me, Erika.
That covers taxi fare to and from the hospital for up to 5 survivors. And again, for $500, you can add a boss monster of choice. It is up to you if they are there to help or hinder. And you literally can send anything that you want into the game, and I will do it. And that will cover 8 hours of individual counseling. Remember, when donating, please fill out your response to the reward question that pops up, or else you won't be eligible for your prizes. And with that, unless anybody else has anything they want to say, we will get to it. So Shar, Amy, as our wonderful representatives of organizations. Excellent.
We've already raised enough to accompany 20 survivors to the hospital with your generous donations today. Keep it coming, everybody.
So thank you all again. Already changed 20 lives, and we haven't even properly started playing the game. All right. It has been a tumultuous time since the collapse of the Empire of Kadan. Last year, heroes, lieutenants, agents of the Empire betrayed and murdered the great dragon Glycinder when it was brought to light that perhaps she was actually the cause of the discord in the world and not only its solution. Unfortunately, after the great dragon's demise, the land was plunged into chaos as every would-be god, dictator, and upstart rose and tried to seize their own section of the world and carve the empire up into pieces. In the midst of war and chaos, new heroes emerged, some becoming gods in their own right, and it had seemed that peace was finally going to reign over the land as the Queen of Heaven, once the foe of all of the citizens of Kadan, had risen up and united them once again in an era of what at least had seemed like it would be full of peace, finally. Unfortunately, that peace was not to last. Stories began arising quickly of terrible, misshapen things crawling across the land, out of the ground, that death itself had abandoned these lands. In horrific creatures had risen from the grave again. Whole battlefields were rising again, their soldiers marching back on their homelands and turning the swords on the very people that they'd sworn to protect. In very difficult to believe, impossible to believe stories of monstrosities, of the enemies slain by the heroes themselves, by the gods themselves, returning from the grave in somewhat worse fashion. You 6 heroes have made your way into these lands, carving your own legend as you have walked, as people have told stories of Anton, Bellispree, Eleanor, Apep, Chris, and Glim, as children begun carving action figures of you to put on their mantelpiece right next to Mothbrow. Today was different. You laid down to go to sleep. But as you awaken, you don't feel the comfort of your pillow underneath your head, or the glow of the stars overhead if you were sleeping outside, or the warmth of your most recent companion's body next to you, all missing. You feel nothing but cold. As you open your eyes, there is a speckled starscape that extends in all directions, but these aren't the stars you know. There are no constellations, there's no planets, there's nothing to guide you, just a sweeping, endless mass of seeming nothingness. And around you, 5 other people seem to be stirring as well. Bellispree, what does Bellispree look like?
Bellispree, she's a skeleton. She's a reborn, so she's got no meat on her body. They've got a white cloak on right now, but smoke is just billowing out from underneath them. And they also have their Pact of the Chain friend with them, which is, sort of a zombie cat that just follows her around everywhere.
And what does Eleanor look like?
Well, not just Eleanor. The figure that you first see is a human woman, blonde hair, with a sort of red brigandine armor with plate over the top, carrying a large ornate shield emblazoned with the image of a sort of very beautiful woman's face, and a golden spear in her hand. But behind her is also a large red and gold dragon that is got like saddle and armor, and it looks to be her close companion, as the two of them seem to be, they sort of linger close to one another.
Bellispree, you can't miss a dragon, much less the beautiful woman that stands next to it. Again, both of you went to sleep somewhere else last night, and now you are in this place of nothingness. Even as you look down, there doesn't seem to be a ground you're standing on, and yet there's firmament under your feet. There is just twisting, colorful starlight.
Are we in heaven? Are you a god? You're so beautiful.
Yeah, well, I was about to ask. You are dead, clearly, and I'm not a god nor an angel, so I can only assume by your confusion that we are both being pulled to this place. What do you think, Kaisior? And the drake sort of like stirs its head, looking around.
I would say the one thing that probably would draw the drake's attention the fastest is there is a big minotaur laying on the ground. Big even for a minotaur, with rippling muscles and just a scarred up body that clearly shows the signs of a life of adventure. What does Chris look like, by the way?
I'm big and beefy. I'm a minotaur, and I've got a septum ring. Yeah. I like to choose my words carefully because I don't think them too fast all the time.
Chris, as you are not slowly, but carefully taking all of this in, you see the scene as described. There's 3 other people laying on the ground, one of which is a human that is conspicuously shirtless, like, you know what, we could say what they were doing when they went to sleep.
You see Apep literally just sitting in robes, kind of harem pants on the bottom, totally shirtless, no tattoos or anything. He's wearing kind of a crown with like little dragons on it. And he's just kind of laughing to himself, like under his breath, like looking at the Minotaur and then like counting.
Doing.
And in Draconic, he says, counting bodies.
Well, that's a delightfully cheery statement.
Yeah, anybody that speaks Draconic, you very much hear him say that.
Sigo fed fit to puk kapas. I will feed you to my sister.
But what's he saying?
Well, definitely. I think it's an invitation to dinner, my good fellow.
I definitely think they're happy to see you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't speak for this one pointing towards Apep's manners, but at least it's visually very pleasing where we are, looking at both Chris and Apep and just sort of like looking around.
Glim, what does Glim look like?
As Glim stirs and sits up with sort of a rocking motion, you see an elderly turtle. She is 4 feet tall. She has a determined glint in her eye, and she wears a slightly incongruous black long sleeve shirt, black pants, and a vest which has been embroidered in brightly colored flowers. And at her side, you see a drinking horn. She's wearing an interesting looking bracer, and it looks like there might be a few more things hidden around her person. But aside from that, just green with a tinge of gray as her basic coloration as she sort of rocks herself up and goes, wow! Where are we?
We're gonna get dinner.
Always a wise suggestion in a new land.
I did not bring anything to share. Does anybody have anything? Like a wine that is like not too expensive to be gauche, but like tasty.
I toss you a fish.
Oh,
It's
sure,
it's a raw
this'll
fish.
do.
As a matter of fact, and as we gather ourselves, we might as well have a little refreshment. And I will go ahead and reach for that horn at my side since you ask. And I would like to please, B-Dave, grab my slumbering dragon vessel. And I would like to, as a bonus action, whisper a little refreshment into it, which is the command word that will fill it with ale. And pass that around, please.
I'm going to point at the weird person standing in the corner that hasn't spoken yet, that is making Apep concerned.
Anton, you see the scene as described, but you see one other thing that the others don't. In the midst of this twisting, colorful, nearly kaleidoscopic landscape, you make out the slight outline of a feminine form. It's almost like a line that is just drawn in the space. But as you look at it, you see it turns and looks at you, and a gorgeous face begins to form. She's heartbreakingly beautiful. And the head cocks slightly and says, "You can see me. Interesting."
Is there a reason why I shouldn't be able to see you?
Well, these others can't, and despite all their power, that's not really their fault. It's the limitations of sentience, or whatever you would call it. So how is it that you are able to pierce the veil?
That is a question I would like answered as well, but I assume it's because I'm much more intellectually focused than they.
No, it's more than that. And you see, again, even Anton, as you're seeing this, it is still almost more of an outline, almost like she's made out of all of this, what you're seeing around you. And she comes very close to you and she says, there's something else. You keep your secret, but I will find out.
I don't need to keep secrets. If there's something I need to tell you, all you need to do is ask.
She turns and she looks back at them and she looks at you and she says, okay, indulge my curiosity, because I have a sneaking suspicion that the next time we meet, you won't want to talk to me. It's something in you is from the same place I'm from. Something in you is of the far realms.
As she says that, Anton, who is wearing this dark purplish bluish chitinous armor with shoulder pads, because why not? Gorgeous dark brown skin, long locks coming down, though the edge of the locks that connects to the scalp seems more flesh-like than hair. As it cascades down past his shoulders, his bright purple eyes, pinkish a little bit, staring back. Are you kin, or are you something else?
Oh, I assure you, I'm something else. All of you give me perception checks, everybody.
Ooh.
Those of you joining, as we've rolled to the front page, we're raising money for WAVAW Rape Crisis Center. We're playing D&D to help some people. So, chat, get them up to speed.
It's only just started, so you're just in time.
You're
And
just
a big thank
in
you to the
time
mods who have all of the information you might need and are going to keep y'all company.
for hijinks and shenanigans. Perception.
11 from Bellaspree.
11. A lot's happening, Bellaspree.
I know.
28.
I don't understand.
28.
From Eleanor.
28. Apep.
20 total.
20 total. Anton, Glim, Chris.
Oh, you need me to do one too? Sorry.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
12.
Oh,
I feel like Bellaspree and Chris are kind of looking at each other right now. You know,
That's a 22 for me.
22 and Glim.
Nodding.
My roll was poop, but luckily a reliable talent. So that's gonna be a 27, please.
Glim, Anton, Apep, Eleanor. Actually, what did Anton get?
22.
Yeah. You all hear from somewhere in the distance. It's difficult to say because it's everywhere and nowhere all at once. This is your fault, mine. You should have been paying attention. I was. Someone will suffer. Yes, suffer. I'll take out my frustrations on them. If I could just be free from you for 5 minutes, I would come. Oh, you just shut up. You shut up. You shut up. You hear this just kind of off in the distance.
Well, we're certainly not alone here, it seems. Some sort of bickering, gruesome twosome, I'm sure.
Beg pardon?
Someone is nearby. Someone's arguing somewhere. Some threats, I'm sure they're making against us, causing all sorts of
we
harm.
should go see if anybody needs help.
Yes, certainly. Oh, excellent.
Anton, when that voice starts arguing and you hear it, those voices start arguing, that woman vanishes. However, go ahead. No, please.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I think his focus turned for a bit, and as he realizes there's not another presence still here, He looks over, shakes his head, and goes over to this group that he has no idea. I am unsure exactly who this or they are, and I'm not sure why we are here, but obviously something has happened. Something that I am not a fan of.
Oh, another
Well, the
mysterious
name is-
stranger.
My name's Glim of the Autumn, and well met wherever we are. I do think it seems wise to stick together, and whoever that was, they don't sound like they are doing particularly well. What say you?
Always help out the friend in need, I guess.
I'm Chris.
I do a little turtle bow to everybody. It's a little unstable looking, but it works.
Oh, well, aren't you just the sweetest, Glim? Lady Eleanor, Eleanor Goldheart, and this is Casior, my Drake mount and companion.
Oh, okay to pet?
Oh, yes. Oh, he loves it, especially around the chin, my dear.
Can I reach his chin?
He's pretty big. He's big.
How about the side of the leg?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna pat the side of the leg.
Anton just bows his head. You can call me Anton. Anton is fine. That is what you all like to do, correct? Introductions and such.
It does make things easier.
Always good to know friends' names.
Friends, you keep using that term as if it matters.
Charming.
Oh.
Who hurt you?
It is a foreign concept, but if you would like to be a friend, then I guess we will be friends.
Hey.
Charming.
As oh no, please, Eleanor.
Vos vach nathmara. And I'll ask in Draconic to Apep, and you are.
Sia omenok Apep. And then he actually signs in common, my name is Apep.
Apep. I'll gesture for the rest to know that that's the name.
How do I say hello in the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, I feel like Chris, give me a performance check.
Wait, can I aid that? Can I use the help action?
Can you speak Draconic?
I can't, but I am inquisitive and I have a language thing that I've forgotten the name of.
Okay, then yes, you can roll with advantage, Chris.
Okay, one more time.
Gech.
Gech.
What'd you get?
Gech. Apep. I got a 11.
Apep. Maybe it's trying to say hello or something very unflattering about your mother, but it seems genuine. Its eyes seem kind.
And in Draconic, you definitely know Apep said, "Die alone, you useless idiot born of sadness."
Big thumbs up, Chris. Well done. Well done.
Speaking of a big thumbs up for Chris, we have a couple of deck of mini draws already. So let us see how this is going to play out. So here's how we do it. I shuffle. You tell me when to stop. You tell me when to draw. So since Erika has 2 pending right now, or Chris rather has 2, we'll do your first one, then we'll go down the list, and then we'll come back to you. So tell me when to stop shuffling. I told you. Cut or no cut.
Cut it.
Right? Again, they're all good for me. Let's see.
Yeah. That one.
I will put this one aside for a dramatically appropriate moment.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Hey, Dave.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
Belle Esprit.
Stop.
Okay. Cut or no cut?
Cut.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Belle Esprit.
Mm-hmm.
while you're looking around at this colorful group here, you hear a voice inside your mind. Child of the grave. How did you come to be here?
Honestly, I don't know. And I'm speaking out loud. I just, maybe my Diana brought me here? I'm not sure.
You okay?
Would you like my help?
Sure, you sound friendly.
I bless you. Remember, my benevolence is nearly limitless, but only exceeded by my wrath. Because you have drawn the star card, where you get a +2 bonus to any attribute that you like.
Holy
So
cow!
you have been blessed by someone who I'm absolutely certain is only going to want to be your friend when you meet them later. The good news is I take all of these out of the deck afterwards, so when the good ones are gone,
Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
I've always had good luck with these so far.
It's now you said it out loud. Now you said it out
I
loud.
always get void, so like that's not good.
All right, Glim. You are also muted, by the way. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I want to draw. I gotta draw in my donations, so I want this.
You're doing Glim right now. Let him have. Let her have it.
All right, you got it. Say when. I know.
You're gonna sleight of hand my deck of many draw? I don't know if this is like.
That's a different donation.
You are the rogue.
I know. I'm
It's
like,
true,
what's the donation to cheat? You know. Say when, Glim.
Oh, when?
Right? Cut or no cut?
Cut.
All right. I'm actually going to bury that one. All jokes aside, there's one or two of these that just aren't fun. Like, I mean, if that happens, it just won't be enjoyable. So let me just drop that one.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Name names.
No. All right, Glim, maybe you said the word wrong. Maybe things just work differently here wherever you are. But that ale is just not agreeing with you. That's not how that is supposed to go. Because you have drawn Uriel. So you -1 to all saves. For the rest of forever, basically. For our purposes, forever. Did I hear?
Tainted for APEP. It's
It's
cool.
true. That is true.
You should have let me had it, but hey.
All right.
Voice by my own petard.
All right. Say when, APEP.
8 now.
All right. Cut or
No
no
cut. Give me that top. That sounds weird.
No, it doesn't.
Knowing you, Gabriel, is absolutely not that weird.
I'm also going to save this one for a dramatically appropriate moment.
Here for it. Good question. What was the name of that dragon from the beginning?
Glycinder?
Glycinder is her name.
Cool.
Yep.
Needed that information.
Glycinder is dead. Was a great red dragon.
Oh, yep. Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Perfect. I'm only gonna say you drew the very best card in the whole deck there, APEP. So
the best for who, B Dave? Best for
Right.
you, best for us.
Said what I said.
I said what he said. Of course,
The
I know these
best
games.
card in the deck. Perfect. Excellent. Now we've crossed 5 days of crisis line funding. So thank you all so very much. Yes. So what would you all like to do? You have the 6 of you are here. This strange star-swept place. Anton has seen this odd woman. This seems to be made from the stuff. No, the rest of you didn't see her though. And you hear someone arguing somewhere nearby.
As chaos is kind of unfolding, talking about drinking and X, Y, Z, blah, 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 but still hearing these voices.
Chug, 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 chug.
Exactly.
Something wrong with it.
But say your turtle friend doesn't look too good. Yeah, right.
Anton's eyes are just going to just blink very vibrant pink for a second and return back to their form as he just begins to raise off the ground. Not even like Superman, just like standing there, just levitates off the ground. Is going to get about 70 feet in the air to see if he can pinpoint where that voice is coming from the direction, just getting a better vantage point.
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
Thank you. Thank you.
Legally distinct. Legally distinct.
Yeah. Oh, that was. I'm using an advantage, and I'm glad I did because that was a natural 1. That is a 26.
There's not really a east-west, north-south here.
I also have a keen mind, so I always know directions. So just so you know that.
Your keen mind realizes there isn't one. It's just sort of like everything. But what you do see is off in a certain direction that you can turn and face. It seems like things trail off into darkness, not from this starscape sort of gets darker and darker and darker and plummets into pitch blackness over there. But you do see a small light glowing in the darkness. It's not necessarily a small thing. It could be far away. It's very difficult to get your bearings here, but it's almost like a single star that is floating in an inky void.
Does it seem like the voices was coming from that direction or ish?
With a 26, I'm going to say they weren't coming from that direction.
Clear. I don't like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will note that, float back down, surreptitiously, just chill. 2 things. 1, there are still voices. Actually, 3 things. 2, drinking is a human thing and it makes you ill. Be careful. 3, there is a light in the darkness yonder.
Is that a metaphor or?
No, there's a literal light in the darkness yonder.
Well, there's still those arguing voices. I was quite keen on Dallen Chris's suggestion of making sure no one was in trouble, but seeing as we're all stuck here together, I figured that we should at least stick together and deal with whatever has brought us here, perhaps.
I can help.
Anton, you look human, right?
I know you can, dear.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, they look very human.
All right. Glim doesn't react when you describe the human thing. Just maybe like a tiny turtle eyebrow there. Continue.
I am unsure which way you would like to go, and I believe you all humanoids like to do group efforts, so I will go with the team decision.
I mean, as a celestial, I always love to go where the stars are.
I can't do that up in the air thing, though.
I could probably give you a lift, my dear.
Great.
Before we go anywhere,
do we want to head towards the light? Yes, I was going to say.
I would agree with you, yes, Eleanor. And also, before we go, we had a long rest together, so you all have 15 temp HP.
You do feel heartened by Bellispree's very presence, though she may be bony. Yeah.
It's so nice to have a collective nap.
Did I hear
off
that
to
you
the stars?
Off heading towards the light, essentially?
Sounds that way.
Everyone agreed?
Is you all, again, you think you're walking, your legs are moving, but it's not like anything's changing. There's just this star stuff around you. And after what feels like a few moments, you do start to see what Anton described. There is sort of a glowing point in the direction. Yes, Anton.
I didn't ask this question because I didn't think to. And now once you describe the area, I'm worried. I'm assuming we're not on the material, but are we in the far realm?
Is there any reason you would know that?
Considering what I am, probably.
Feels pretty good out here, Anton. You're
No.
You know, it's agreeing with your skin right now.
That tracks. That tracks.
Yeah.
Then noting that, they will sigh very loudly and say, I believe we are back in my homeland. I would be careful if I were you.
Oh, where are you from? I'm gonna pull a book out.
Waterdeep? No. Some call it the plane of madness. Some call it the far plane.
Madness. That seems a bit much. Hail, sentience. Might I make your acquaintance?
You may.
Goodness.
I assure you, I mean you no harm today.
Wonderful. I'm Chris.
Names get a little awkward. I don't know if you know mine. And up ahead of you, between you and this light, it's just a person just appears, materializes. It looks like a man when you look at his face, but he is very pale with piercing red eyes and long black hair, but he wears a black robe that goes down, revealing long white fingers with black claws, but at the bottom of the robe, you don't see legs, you see tentacles. And he's like, my name is Dern. Hi, hello.
Anton, you doesn't do anything, but there has been a shield on his back. People behind him just see it float off of him ever so slightly. Doesn't do anything past that. It just floats off a little bit.
It's that I know my reputation, I know my appearance, but I assure you, I only want to help because I don't want you here. So if I can help you, if you could just...
How did we come to be here?
Oh, I have some theories. I was actually hoping you could tell me. And when he says that, Anton, he very much like leans to almost like 45 degrees forward, looking at Anton. Like a normal person could not do this before the tentacles sort of right him again.
Whatever you are, you do seem to be not the most trustworthy of sorts.
Ha! Well, I mean, I'd be offended were it not so accurate. But again, you all seem capable. Look at me however you like. Scry, you can try and detect my intentions. Whatever you want to do. I won't resist.
No, the minute he says that, eyes flash. I cast Detect Thoughts.
Anton, give me an intelligence save.
I have advantage.
What are you doing? This our fine tentacle friend said he wasn't going to harm anyone.
What was it, Anton?
A 30.
It's not that he's trying to hurt you. It is more like you just dove headfirst into a hurricane.
Valid.
Like his thoughts are swirling chaos. But in the midst of it, you detect no deception. He's telling you the truth. He wants you to go. And if that means helping you go, so be it.
It would seem that this individual is not the reason we are here, and we don't know why we are here. So we are at an impasse.
Do any of you have any particular ways to detect evil?
Are you evil?
That is a tried and true way. Actually, if Chris, do you really ask him that?
Yeah.
He looks at you and he says, oh, most assuredly. Good, evil. I prefer to think of selflessness to selfishness, and I don't think of myself as selfish so much as self-interested.
Apep immediately relaxes and then just walks past him.
That makes sense. And also, you know, I mean, it's everybody deserves a second shot. You know, you're self-aware about the nature of your flaws, and so I feel like maybe if you ever wanted to do a rehabilitation, then you know, We'd be there to support you.
Excuse me, my bovine friend. It's a feature, not a bug. And he turns and looks at you as you're going by, Apep, and you see he just gives you a very big smile and just kind of nods a little. Apep, give me a perception check.
Bet. Not good at that. Nat 20 for a 25.
Hey, radar. Apep, it's almost like once you kind of see this guy and you talk to him for a second, you kind of start to get a feel of the vibe of this place. And it's almost like acclimating to a cold pool when you jump in. There's sort of a shock and a jolt, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's this. I get it. With that natural 20, you realize a few things. Up ahead of you, to be clear, Anton, it was your intent to share everything you saw. You weren't trying to keep any of that away from you, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'll say everything. Yeah.
You feel multiple presences. Up ahead, you feel another powerful presence in this light. You're pretty sure that light's a person. You're just too far away to make them out clearly just yet. But past them into that darkness is death. Like you just know it to your soul. Like it is oblivion is what is there. Back the other way, again, there is no north, south, east, west as such. There is something else incredibly malevolent where the arguing was that is almost in the other direction. Like if these were the hands on a clock, you all are sort of right in the middle in this death void area is towards 3 o'clock. The arguing is towards 9 o'clock in the exact opposite direction, if that makes sense.
It's like an existence that is on par with death. Or
It is
like
just
death.
like an absence of life.
Dope. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Apep is a problem. I click my boots of speed and I step of the wind, dash at it at 140 feet per move.
You all see Apep just me off in this direction. Apep, as you move a little further ahead, again, you're aware that you're moving quickly, but it's almost like the scenery doesn't change. But this light gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and you see a pale woman with black streaks coming down her face, standing there with a sword in one hand and a flaming whip in the other ones. And she's got big black wings. And she turns and she looks at you and she says, "Mortal."
I'll be honest, I'm gonna lariat her with a natural 20.
Yeah, you gotta go ahead and swing at her?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lariat for a natural with one of my nat 20s and just as I'm coming 140 feet. And just
Apep, you see she turns and looks at you and you're like, about to put it on her, and everything stops. And you hear, "Apep, you've been looking for me, and I've been looking for you, as you have drawn the death card."
Let's go! Which is great.
And as you are moving, you see it's almost like as fast as you're moving, she's turning and she sees you, but this shadowy mass appears between you and this woman. You don't have to cash in that 20 to hit her because death has intervened. However, I am going to need you to roll initiative against death, Apep.
That's fine. I want to fight death because I need to fight and kill death to get my wife back, Glycinder.
Hey!
Love it when the backstories come into play.
I just went on a real quick journey, and it landed in eternal following of Apep and fulfilling of this mission. Everyone donate to save Apep from themselves. Let's do this. Let's go.
Let's do it.
20 total.
20s.
20 total. Perfect. The rest of you, again, you're aware of the fact that Apep took off at tremendous speed, and yet it's almost like he's still kind of right there. and it's just as much as almost like the realm condensed as he ran away from you. And you all see this pale woman who looks at you, and you see death itself standing there, and Apep beginning to square off. And you see Dern looks and he goes, more outsiders, and she smells like sulfur. The rest of you are aware intense evil is coming off of her, but she's not acting aggressively. In fact, she sort of just looks at you all, takes you in very quickly, and goes back to looking towards that black void that is ahead. Oh, like she's more concerned with that. Have any of you, sorry, not to interrupt, any of you think you have a reasonable chance to have been into the hells?
I mean, I'm a skeleton, so probably.
Give me history or religion, Bellisbury.
Oh, my
I mean, I've been to
skill.
Barovia, not hell.
Oh, there we go. 13. I'm gonna use an advantage on that. Why not?
All
I
right.
have them.
Go for it.
That was lower than my 13.
All right. No, she can be anybody. Seems legit. Meanwhile,
I haven't been to the hells, but I being inquisitive and gathering knowledge as I go, can I see if I have read about anything that matches this description? Flaming whip, sword, etc.
Same thing. Give me history or religion, whichever's higher.
Yeah, I don't need to join into the thing, but just I am knowing shit is what I do. So
Actually, I was honestly, all of you can give me history or religion. You're far traveled, and she's got a reputation. So
I'll do history. Yeah.
I'm using up my nat 20. Thank you, chat. For a total of 22.
That's the Archduke. That's the Archduke Zariel, fallen angel of heaven, who was ruling in hell. She should not be here because this doesn't seem like it's hell. And she also does not seem particularly aggressive to you. Like even she's like, what is more paying attention to this void. However, while you're taking that in, Apep, death before you. You said you had a 22 on initiative?
The 20 total.
You see death sort of moves its cloak to the side, and you see the flaming eyes of Glycinder. And if a skull could smile, it goes and just pushes the robe back closed. However, it is your turn, Apep. You're first.
I'm gonna eat him. So I'm gonna use that nat 20 to crit on my first unarmed strike. And I am dealing lightning damage with my fists. And because of the Mask of the Dragon Queen, if I do lightning damage, it cannot take reactions. I'm a problem. Horde of the Dragon Queen is great. So that is, let's see.
As you rain these blows down on death, it is unfazed. The lightning crackles and it just looks at you. And when one of your fists are just raining on it, it looks at you and says, if you just wanted to be reunited, all you had to do was ask. And swings at you with its scythe. Well, anything else after the attacks from Apep?
Well, that confidence is just gone.
Oh no, I'm still living. I mean, I'll just move to the side and like kind of see if I can make death go try to fight everyone else. It's not going to, but that's for me. I'll just pay. Yeah, go ahead. Kill me.
Apep, give me a con save.
Okay.
For the record, you all very much see this. You see death. You hear what it just said. Oh yeah, you hear what it said to Apep. I mean, this is happening right there. This pale woman that you now know as the Archduke Zariel seems wholly unconcerned with it. Like it's happening like right next to her. And she like looks at that and looks at you and is still concentrated elsewhere. Con save, what was it?
24.
That is going to be enough. But hold on, let me roll here.
Just some scurry stuff.
All right. Sorry.
I'm gonna gently try to whisper to Chris, that's the Archduke Zariel. Don't trust her. I know she looks like she might be friendly, not friendly. Don't get that sword. It's a problem. Just,
What?
All
It's
right.
while you start
Does he
saying
need
that-
help? Can we?
I mean, it looks like he's literally fighting death. I don't know if there's much we can do.
33 points of necrotic damage, APEP.
Oh, that's chill. Okay.
Yeah.
This
You see,
seems entirely irrelevant.
when you say that, Dern leans forward, Glim, and he's like, well, just being evil doesn't mean it can't be of you. Hello, Zariel. Hello, Zariel. Hi, Dern, mortals. I'd like you to go, so can we be of some sort of mutual assistance here? And you see Zariel turns and looks at all of you. And you see she looks at you for a second, Bellispree, and she says, the dead should remain with the dead. Why is that here? All of you give me perception checks. She's not pointing at death. Literal death is right here. But she's pointing at something else.
That's a natural 20 for 30.
Well, I'm gonna give it all to you, Anton.
I don't want to usurp CV, but I got a natural 20 for 36.
Let's go!
Measly 30 from me.
All of you turn on your perceptive radar here. You detect a couple of
CV. I was just like, I had to.
I love it.
That's it. It's just like the daredevil sense goes out.
Oh, I actually got a 19. Look at that.
Hey, Chris knows what's up. Chris knows stuff.
I know things.
Into this area that she's talking about, you realize it's like death is radiating from something. You see a number of undead of various states. Zombies, some look very fresh, some look very well worn, that don't have much more meat on their bones than Bellispree does. They just sort of shamble around. But you also see something colossal. It stands on two legs and is covered in spikes, but its body is covered with wounds and bites and stabs and burns. At one point, you can see ribs into it, and you can just barely make out because of those natural 20s, because they are actively trying to hide themselves from you. There's a person on its back, but this thing is truly gargantuan. It's like a person standing on the back of a 747 that is just on the back of this thing. What I will also tell you, because of the wonderful people that have donated to this game, so many things are happening, by the way, in the direct messages that you don't know about.
Yeah. Try to keep up.
The other way, 9 o'clock, such as it is. You all finally see what that was that is arguing. It is small by comparison, but much larger than either of you. It has two heads like a baboon and arms that come down into a pair of lashing tentacles. And the heads are arguing with each other, but one of them turns and looks, is like, I told you we just, hey. Who's that over there? Is it Zariel? Oh, and those mortals must be helping her. Ah! And you see the demogorgon is making its way to engage with you as well. Now, everybody, roll initiative.
I was gonna say,
and this is flavor, but it was gonna happen as all this happens. Anton just speaks in deep speech, and both the shield and the sword in his side float up, spin around him. The shield lands in front of him and stays floating, and the sword lands in his hand. Because no.
Perfect. All right, hang on. Let me get everybody's initiative. I'm going to roll Apep's 22 into there. So,
I'm actually going to use one of my initiatives because I don't want to have an initiative. One of my advantages because I don't want to have an initiative of 2. So
you won't be going last in this round. You'll be going first in the next round.
Natural 20 for 19. Wow.
House ruled though. If it's a natural 20, that's still first, unless somebody else also has a 20. So
20 plus 5.
Well, then that is gonna. She's gonna be first, but you'll be. It's all right. But you will be right afterwards there. So that was a 25. Wait, no, Glim, she, her, right? All right. Okay.
Eleanor
trying to be respectful.
You're right. Yeah.
Then Eleanor with the 22.
Oh no.
28 for Bellispree.
Or 19. Yeah. 28 for Bella Spray. So you will still be after the Nats though. Still fast. All right. Bella Spray 28. APEP was 22. Chris
17.
Chris 17. All right. Anton
17.
All right. Between the two of you, who's got the higher dex?
Probably you. I'm +1.
I'm +1 too.
But then when we get there, I will let the two of you decide who's gonna go first.
Extras.
Because technically you will be acting simultaneously. All right, so let me get some monster initiatives here. Death is sticking pretty close to APAP because that's all Death cares about right now. Let's see. Yeah, no, a lot. You actually. Y'all don't even know all the things that have been donated to do to you. It's again. I just like to say whatever's about to happen, it's for the people. It's for the people.
It.
Okay, but FYI, I'm out of advantages in Nat 20. So, like, if y'all want to keep donating to top us all off, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they need help, y'all. Like a lot's about to happen.
I am a fighter. Accent Church, give me all the Nat 20s. Thank you.
they need help.
I want Erika to get those Nat 20s for those big brutal criticals as well.
Oh
that's
boy,
like a lot of extra dice. So
Critical Chris.
Yeah. I mean, part of me.
I got a good combo coming up.
Honestly, part of me was like, is this going to be too difficult? And I'm like, well, it's really up to the people to save you at this point because they got you into this mess. Although you do have help. So, Mark and Gabe, if I could impress upon the two of you to turn over some NPC stat blocks to you to control, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah. That'll make my life a lot easier.
Yep. And I'm pre-rolling my attacks and stuff because I'm going to give Death a new orifice.
Because although they are both catastrophically evil, both the Archduke Zariel and Dern really have been sent to help. So I'm going to turn those over. I'll let you decide.
Who do you want, Gabe?
No, plenty of people have been sent to not help, but they really are here on your side. So.
I'm gonna take Tentacle Man.
You can take Tentacle Man.
I'm gonna take Dern.
I'll take I'll take the Hell Queen.
He's nasty.
There you go. Just for the sake of ease, they can act on your initiative because then I just have to keep track of my monsters and not those two. And I believe, did I get everybody? Yeah.
Imagine having 3 DMs at once.
So, Glim. A lot's happening, Glim. The Demogorgon is coming. Oh yes, I haven't even. You know what? We're due some wild magic. Let's just do all that real quick.
Just get it all off. Get it out of the way.
Me on fire.
If not now, when? Let's just do it. All right. I'm gonna just go down the list here. This will be for Bella Spree.
Fingers crossed.
I apologize, everyone. I'm juggling a lot of things. Stuff's happening.
All good. Last time I did wild magic, I had bubbles coming out of my mouth and I couldn't cast spells for a minute.
I don't even know if this is going to be good or bad, but we're just going to let it happen. A silver chalice decorated with skulls appears on the ground in front of you and becomes the material component as you cast Magic Jar. Magic Jar does a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to let you...
Who's this? Who's doing this?
That is Bella Spree is doing that. Bella Spree is doing Magic Jar. Now we have one coming for APEP, which is going to be... Again, I picked a necromancy themed wild magic surge chart because it seemed apropos. Because this is exactly what we need. Roll a d4.
Nope.
Oh no, Clear.
That's a 1.
A skeleton erupts out of the ground and immediately tries to attack you.
Nope.
Very poorly. It's kind of embarrassing itself, really. It's just how badly it misses when it attacks. We got another one for you, though, which is...
Light me on fire. Anything.
For the next minute, any object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature becomes coated in a slimy, corrosive goo.
Ew.
Yes. I break off one of the bones and I got a good bone.
Goo bone. And last, for now at least, we have one coming for Anton. I believe this is the last one for now, at least from where I'm looking. Anton. For the next minute, you can sense any undead creatures within 60 feet, regardless of their cover or protective enchantments.
So I'm just going ballistic in my mind because there's undead everywhere.
There's a lot of undead. Yes.
Help, it's again.
But what I will say you realize is they're only in that direction of the darkness. They're nowhere else. They're all over there. Give me insight. Actually, let me ask you a question. Anton, would it be your intent to share that you've realized this?
Yeah, he has nothing to hold back.
Then everybody give me insight.
Talk about it. 26.
26.
Wait, yes, 26.
Okay.
Ooh, 25.
25. Hey,
very
Chris
insightful for
knows
Chris.
stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Knows stuff.
Hashtag Chris knows stuff.
Busy being a soul in that magic jar. I got a 12.
29.
17 for me.
17. Anton and Glim, you two, and Chris also.
Chris knows stuff.
Chris knows stuff. Hashtag Chris knows stuff.
Right.
You see, there's these agents of death, and then these creatures from the abyss and hell. And to be clear, for those of you that don't know, the creatures of the abyss and hell don't get along. Demogorgon and Zariel do not like each other. They all seem very surprised to be here too, though. They're all like, what? You know, like they're all like, I don't know why I'm here. Dern is telling you that he wants you to go, but that woman seemed to be expecting you, Anton. She was not surprised by any of this.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Glim, it's your turn.
I'm going to kind of take that in as we're trying to get the lay of the battlefield. But, you know, I've been around in turtle years a long time. I have seen some things. I can hear the sound of lost love. And I know that some battles are worth fighting. And did you, is Death currently engaged with my new friend, the shirtless monk?
Oh, yeah, no, they're throwing hands right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to sneak attack Death.
Go ahead and roll it.
I'm
that's
going
the
to.
sentence you get to say out loud.
Turtle Grandma's coming for death.
I mean, what else? That's like, we gotta go out with a bang. I have a bracer of flying daggers, which is designed to let me, as an action, pull up to 2 magic daggers from it, immediately hurl them, making a ranged attack with each dagger. And I would love to make those attacks, which I don't have any zhuzh to put on, but it's fine. So those, I'll just roll them both now.
Sure.
That's a flat d20s. What am I doing? Plus 11. Okay. I rolled an 18 and a 20 for a 29 and a 31.
Those are both 2 hits.
On that first one, I would love to start with 8 damage, and then just on top of that, if we could just drop another 38 for my 10d6 for a total of 46 on the first hit.
What kind of damage is that 46? Just piercing
base,
or?
Yeah, my base
it's
piercing, and my
okay
sneak attack, I think,
yeah.
is also piercing.
Mm-hmm.
What is
okay.
it?
Groovy. Yeah, okay. Yes, no problem. I just, if it was fire or poison or something like that, that's all I'm asking. Okay?
Thank you.
Right?
Yes, so that was 46 on the first, and then a much less impressive, but I still want to do it. Second blow is gonna land. For another 7. Why not?
You see Turtle. Well, anything else from Glim?
Since I am still relatively far away, I am going to not do anything else at this time.
You see Turtle Grandma just explodes in this flurry of daggers, like stabbing into death. and you see it turns and looks at you, and it just says, Glim, it wasn't your time, but it is now. As a second death appears, Glim, give me a con save.
Ooh. At my -1 for 4.
4?
Yeah.
Glim, you see death points at you, and it is like pure anti-life flies out of its finger, and when it hits you, it feels like the energy is coming out of you back into its hand as it is looking at you, and you take 55 points of necrotic damage.
I'm gonna use
there...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Necrotic damage. Just doing my little mental Rolodex of rogue ways to get out of trouble.
A lot of things happen.
Dodge. Uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
Feel free to help each other. There's a lot happening here.
I can see. Was that an attack?
It's Finger of Death, which is a save, not an attack. But you know what? This is a charity game. I'll let you uncanny dodge Finger of Death. Sure.
Thank you.
And there's also as that anti-life energy echoes towards Glim, there's just a ripple in front of it, and like some of it gets siphoned away as I use my reaction to give Glim a protective field. So you're going to also take off. Go away. You're going to also take off. Can I roll a d12 real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Great. That was 11 plus math. Sorry, I was just there. There you go. 16 points is reduced from that damage as well.
Before or after I do the uncanny, Native?
Theoretically, you would have uncannied before he reacted. So let's do 55 cut in half. So what's that? 27?
27.
27, that's my 16.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 points of necrotic damage. Yeah. I appreciate you. I give you all this rule of cool mercy, and then you're like, You're like,
Amy's impressed. Glim is playing it very cool.
Sure.
And
like,
just brushing it off my little turtle shoulder that peeks out of the shell.
You're like, get good, Death. Also, a shout out to a homie, Jess Drew in chat. Hello, shout out, Jess Drew. Wonderful human being.
Hi, Jess.
Perfect. There are now 2 deaths on the field. Eleanor, it is your turn.
Okay, so the first thing that Eleanor does is she's going to pull herself up into the mount of Casior, her red drake, take to the sky, and I'm going to look to Chris, and I'm going to say, Chris, you muscular Adonis of a man, which would you rather fight? Do you want to go fight the big undead thing, or do you want to fight the multi-headed demon? Which one?
Okay. Which one do you want to do? Okay, wait. We both say which one we want to do at the same time on the count of 3. Okay, wait, 3, and then we do, and then we say, okay? All right.
Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Demon lady.
Right, perfect. Right. Okay, never mind.
Well,
it's fine.
Hang on. To be clear, the demon lady is here to help you.
On our side, yes.
The 2-headed monster is not here to help you.
All right. Then, okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Undead thing.
The undead thing. Yes.
Right. Okay.
No, we chose the same one.
Casior flies off towards I'm going to fly towards the undead big creature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just say creature because I don't know what it is. And as I get there...
Again, you've been around. Give me nature or history. You've heard stories. Let's see. Does she know what it is?
11. I don't know. It's fine.
And no, it's a big old spiky chunk is what it is.
What I want to do is pulling out the spear of the heavens, which is going to be my sort of magic weapon. I'm going to throw this spear from the back of Casior, and it's going to fly down. I'm going to make this a maneuvering attack, which will allow Chris to make an immediate move. So they get to move half their speed towards a creature. I'm kind of hoping that in this weird planar space, that just means they can get wherever they want to go.
More or less, yep.
Cool. So I will just make my attack, and I get an extra D8 on this as well.
Okay.
I'm going to use one of my second advantage to re-roll this.
Perfect.
For a 24 to hit.
That is more than enough.
Okay. I'm going to deal damage to it. Make the big beast my favored foe.
Okay.
Casior is going to use its reaction to add a d6 of fire damage as it spits fire out its mouth to coat the javelin.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me just say one thing, because I'm here for all of this, and I want all of this to happen. I
But
forgot that you were controlling a dragon. Would you like someone else to control Zariel?
Nope,
just
it's
for
fine.
The, okay, all right,
it's
got
fine.
it, okay.
It's all part of my thing.
Right.
It's all good.
Got it. Sorry.
I do this for a living too.
I'd
I'm
forgotten.
good.
Sorry. All right, go
all right.
for it. Okay.
So this is going to be with an extra d8 from the goading attack as well. And then this is going to be with 2d6. This is a lot. It's just I get a lot of things.
Yep. Level
so
20.
A
Lots happening. Yep.
29 points of damage. Lightning, fire, and piercing. All magical. I can divide that up for you if you need to.
Give me 1 second. Hang on.
That's fine. Whilst you work that out, Erika, you get to move.
Not the fire. So give me the rest. The fire. It does not affect it.
That's fine. We'll just take off 5, so that will be 24.
Perfect. Right. And Chris gets to move.
Chris gets to move. I'm not done.
Okay,
that was like my first attack.
I'm ready.
For my second attack, I'm going to use a commander's strike. This is another one of my superiority die, which allows Chris to immediately make an attack and add a d8 to the damage roll, because I know Erika has natural 20s.
This would be an optimal time to use one, should you choose.
Yes, all right.
This is a free attack, and you get to make it now.
I would like to rage, first of all, and then I'd like to...
Hey, important thing, Chris. Does it look like when Chris rages? Because up until now, Chris, you seem pretty chill. So when the madness takes over, what's it like?
Have just a moment. Just a moment, Lady Eleanor. Thank you. Right. You are very angry. You are very tough. You are a raging inferno of violence. Ah! And then the veins pop, and the snore. He snorts, and there's the twin little cartoon.
Oh
no!
Chris!
It was too. No, we got you.
I'm
we
here.
got you. You were
twin
too
flash of
awesome
smoke
for the internet there.
coming out. There's the pawing at the ground, like I'm going to charge at a Toreador. And I'm going to. Can I?
Any one attack is basically what he gives you. Like basically one free hit.
Commander strike. You get one. So like Eleanor is calling out, like, "Do it, you big burly man," or something like that. You big burly bull. Darling, go for it.
I love this big dom energy from Eleanor here. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use Divine Fury so that there's extra radiant with using radiant damage.
Yep.
And I'm going to do
it's level 20. It's a lot. Yeah, no, you're good. I tell you what. Since even though you're gonna hit it very hard, you're not gonna kill it. So think it through, and then give me the damage when you got it. And if you decide to use your 20, it'll all be.
I'm gonna use a 20. I'm gonna use a 20.
Right. Yeah. Then just give it to me when you got it, because you're gonna hit it, but you're not gonna kill it. So,
okay. And then I also do extra attack, so it's gonna be 2.
You only get one from this thing because this is on my turn.
One. Yep.
This is making it even worse and even more complicated.
Okay.
One big hit. All right. Well, give it to me when you got it. But okay, Eleanor. Your Minotaur friend is absolutely charging as requested.
So those are my 2 attacks. And then just because I know that we're not going to get a lot of rounds in, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to action surge with my fighter levels, and I'm going to have Casior breathe a 30-foot cone of fire, because you said that there was lots of zombies and skeletons around the base of this thing, and just for rule of cool, just line of fire, incinerate a ton of the zombies and skeletons on the ground and stuff like that.
The fire goes out and illuminates this space of darkness. You all get a clear look at the person that is standing on the back of this monstrosity. He is pale and gaunt. His skin is worn and cracked back over his teeth. He is very, very clearly dead. And he is wearing long robes and holding a black book across his chest. And as the flames hit, you see he just turns and looks and just isn't there. as the flames erupt out over, and the beast doesn't flinch at all. But yes, legions of undead are incinerated and melt there. And you see this person appears right near the rest of the group of you and just kind of looks at you unblinking and looks at you, Bellesprit, and says, I have further blessings if you don't interfere.
Well, that's a bit tough for me because I think my friends are going to need my assistance right now.
Anything else from Eleanor?
That is going to be it for Eleanor. Would you like me to do Zariel?
Yeah, let's get it all out of the way to make it easy. Again, Zariel absolutely knows who the Demogorgon is.
And she would go for that guy 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roll these attacks. She's just going to go as many attacks as she can. So I'm assuming I'm going to use her flail in the Matterlock.
Tell you what, you get all the damage and just drop it here in chat, and I will apply it to the Demogorgon when it is time. Perfect.
Do you want me to just do the damage, not even worry about the attack rolls? Yeah.
No, she might miss, I suppose.
Okay, sure.
Well, she's got.
I'll just do it, and then I'll tell you in the chat.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna hit him. Okay.
Why not?
Bellesprit. Well, yeah.
You go. You go, B Dave. I've got this.
You know what? Let me tell you what.
Don't forget Chris's free crit as well. We got to figure that out as well.
Perfect.
Right.
Excellent.
Okay. So it's definitely 6 radiant damage. And 14. So 14 while raging, I think. Right? Or it's like 1d10 plus 5 for raging, and then for a crit,
it all gets doubled basically.
You get 3 more of the weapon die.
Jesus. All right.
Your brutal critical.
Oh my god.
Critical. So
level 20 is like such a different game.
I'm so sorry. I have never played a level 20 character before.
A lot's happening. That's level 20 for you. Hang on. No pressure. Just give it to me when you got it. But Bellesprit, in the meantime, while all hell's breaking loose, literally, what is Bellesprit doing?
Well, because of that great donated wild magic surge, Bellesprit's body all of a sudden, after coming face to face with this creature, drops into a catatonic state. Their eyes like roll back into their skull, which I mean you could really see because I don't even have eyelids. And she's casting magic jar, and they're gonna attempt to possess this humanoid enemy in front of us. So I need them to make a charisma saving throw. DC 22. Thank God it was charisma.
He would have failed, and you feel your mind starting to press in on his. In you already being dead, it is not quite so alien, but you feel just such a malevolence from this person, the likes of which you've never encountered. And then he forces you out of his mind. He's going to expend a legendary resistance to fight off your magic jar. But hey, that's
so cool.
That's one down, though, you know?
Yeah. And in that case, right now my spirit is like floating in the ether, and I can't take any other actions until my next turn.
What do you have from chat? I tell you what, chat. If somebody donates a natural 20 for Bellesprit, I'll let her have her. I'll let her have her body back.
I already have a nat 20.
Oh, well, then if you want, if you can
sure.
spend your natural 20, you can because I don't want you to have to be floating through the whole fight here. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, I will use my bonus action. This is probably stupid, but the Coven, which is my zombie
I like where
cat,
this is headed.
is going to attack what I'm assuming is Vecna. And we'll see how that goes.
Legally distinct.
That's a 24 to hit.
That is enough.
Okay, great. So that's going to be 8 piercing damage, and they need to make a con save.
What's the target for the con save?
DC 21. 22 now because I got the star card thanks to Deck of Many.
Unfortunately, he got a 23.
Dang it. Okay. So he does still take that piercing damage, but still half of this poison damage, which will be
Well, just give me the piercing separate.
okay, yeah. So that was 7 piercing.
Okay.
And then the poison damage halved already is gonna be 7.
Perfect.
And that's
Alright.
it for my turn.
Zariel is raining blows on the demogorgon here, perfect.
She's doing what she does.
Unfortunately, it is the demogorgon's turn though. So let me make sure I got the
All right. I think if I have done this right,
Uh-huh.
I have 33 damage and then plus 16 radiant, and then they get knocked 10 feet using
Using
something.
But
You know what?
that's
That's probably correct. That's probably fine, right?
Yeah.
The power of friendship. So what was that? What was that total?
49.
Yeah, 49. And then but some of that is radiant.
Radiant. Yeah.
Perfect.
So
got it. You notice when you slash into this thing, it doesn't bleed. It's just like raw meat that you just hack into it.
Squishy.
Yep. Perfect. It is, however, the Demogorgon's turn.
Wait, actually, make a strength saving throw of
against what?
DC 19.
To avoid what?
Getting pushed 10 feet away.
You actually move this thing. It's got a significant bonus, but I rolled a 1. So you just sliding through the burning undead.
Hell yeah.
Like leaving the track marks.
You see, it looks at you and it just go ahead.
I am very angry.
It just looks at you and it kind of dips its horns into the ground and comes back up again, like it's going to charge right back at you. However, it's the Demogorgon's turn. I can't help but think the Demogorgon is going to do nothing but focus on Zariel. So can Zariel give me an intelligence save?
Let's go for my cursor here.
You see, the two heads of the Demogorgon are like, I'm gonna get it. No, I'm gonna get it. You stay out of the way. Just make sure you don't miss. Zariel got a 1.
So that's going to be a legendary resistance for Zariel, I think.
Because otherwise she's about to get feeble-minded. Yes.
Yep. So legendary down to 2 left.
Perfect.
But yeah, she's going to have to legendary.
Perfect. Zariel and the Demogorgon are going at it. Apep, you are face to face with death. Your friend Glim did strike a not insignificant blow on it, but it is up. Yeah.
So we're just going to strike with fists normally. I didn't roll under a 23.
Those will all hit.
So that is a total of 64 damage, magical. And he's just beating the hell out of it, or into it, I guess.
No lightning this time, correct?
Correct.
Is you are beating death here, punching and crunching into it. It's just like, Apep. Perhaps a trade could be arranged.
B-Dave, you do this to me every time we play a game.
Because I know what you are. I know what you are.
He knows you very well, Gabe.
Say yeah. So the thing is, I realized Apep can speak because of the higher monk features. Anyone can understand him. He just chooses and most people can't. So he's like, he asks what you want. In a very weird, uncharacteristic voice. What do you want?
As you've like busted and broken many of the bones of its skeletal frame, like you see like its jaws even kind of like hanging, then it like reconnects there. I'm gonna send you in chat what it asks you.
DM whispers.
And Apep's skin becomes covered in scales,
and goo,
wings.
apparently. Yeah, scales, wide wings,
He says good.
He looks up at you and he says, "If I do this, it will not bring you peace."
But it will bring me satisfaction. Do it.
All of you see Death's robes open up and you see flames build up in like a column of fire shoots upwards, and
So
you
hot.
all hear a deafening roar as goes straight upwards, but just a column of flame. Well, again, there'll be no negative repercussions towards that whatsoever. Perfect. Death
Okay.
lets her out and looks at you, Apep, and says, "The two of you will keep me very busy." In this instance of death fades away. The other death fighting Glim is still very much there. Anything else from Apep?
Good luck, Grandma. And I step of the wind. Somewhere else.
Did you
Perfect.
say good luck, Grandma? So in some a language I can understand, or did you just mutter at me and drink?
No,
Oh,
he
amazing.
straight up said it in like fully clear common, which is uncharacteristic. And, you know, I step of the wind upwards because I get a fly speed of 140 feet.
Perfect. You see, it just looks like a comet is like flying overhead. You don't make out the form that you recognize, but that's her. That's her.
Drin's just gonna attack the demogorgon. That's easy.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel like you would.
And I'll send you that in chat, so I'll keep moving on. Perfect.
Chris, I know we said Anton and Chris were tied, but let's get Chris first so you can be mathing while Anton is doing his turn. This gargantuan beast is in front of you. You have it. You have its attention.
Yeah. And I use zealous presence. And so as I unleash my battle cry, everybody else that can hear me, all of my allies that can hear me, have advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of my next turn.
Your rogue friend loves you.
Yes. And then I'm right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there.
Again, this place makes no sense. You've pushed it. You saw it move, and yet it's still right here. Yeah.
All right. Well,
And
then
you ran all this distance, but your friends are right there. Yeah.
All
Almost
right.
like B Dave didn't want to be tracking movement speeds.
Oh, all right.
Just drop you somewhere where there are no 30
Then
feet
I
to
will
move.
ask you for the purpose of all my attacks that require me to have a lead up of like 10 or 20 feet.
Yeah, you
Was
can
that-
all of your charge stuff will work. Mhm.
All right. Maybe we can say that I like back up and then run. All right, we can do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So I use a charger, and I attack with my great axe. This is a regular attack.
Mhm.
22.
More than enough.
All right.
Actually, 22 is not enough. Sorry, 22 is not enough.
Oh boy.
What?
Using that 20.
I'll use a nat 20. Gonna use a nat 20.
Well, now it is. And remember, once you stack all this up, the damage will be doubled.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I tell you what, give me your other attack roll now. We'll see if, because you should have 2 attacks at least.
Okay. Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
What is that one? How do I open this up? To hit.
Yep.
Frick. Oh, that's a 13.
You slam your weapon in, and it just hits its hard carapace like unaffected. So give me all that damage, and remember to double it, and then you can just drop it here in chat. Okay.
All right.
Anything else from Chris?
And then at the end of it, because I moved 10 feet in a straight line.
Mhm.
I actually would an 18 hit.
That is not enough.
All right. Well, then I am still gonna push the target 10 feet away. Or I don't know what the environment looks like, but if there is any advantageous way to use that push.
It is just stars and darkness and a lot of undead that are underfoot.
All right. Okay.
Cool. Chris, again, Chris knows stuff. Give me either knowledge or give me history or religion or nature. History or nature.
5.
Yeah, just big, not bleedy dead thing. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know why is that even here? Right. Unfortunately, it is now the big dead, bleedy dead thing's turn.
Okay, let's see.
So yeah, do give me that damage. However, what is your armor class?
It is 18.
All right. Let's see. First of all, everyone give me a wisdom save. It is against a fear effect, so if you have any
I'm
sort of
immune.
mitigation- Okay, perfect.
I'm immune. Just the slows. I'm gonna
God.
spend my last advantage.
I just
Oh,
spent
that's
mine and I got the
terrible.
same again. So 12.
11.
I was only listening to the attack rolls part of Zealous Presence. Do we also get advantage on saves?
I don't think
in
so.
that case,
I thought she said
it
attack
does.
and
Yeah,
save.
it is
Okay.
saves as well. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
In that
Thank
case,
you.
I didn't spend. I
Advantage.
didn't
Yes.
spend that advantage.
Yep.
Nope,
Yeah.
you got it banked still.
Can you spend advantage again?
You know, no. You know what? No, I said yes to everything. No, this thing is supposed to be frightening.
21.
Perfect.
11.
Everyone that got under a 17 is frightened of this beast now. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn, but until then, you will have disadvantage on your attacks as long as you can see it, and you cannot willingly move closer to it. Everybody that got 18 or 17 or above is fine. However, you said that was an 18 for you, AC. Chris?
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, Chris, it is literally impossible for it to miss. You all see
Wow.
this thing it hasn't made any noises. It's been hit, kicked, burned. You see like these cracks all over it and wounds. And it just looks at you and it just like springs forward in just a blur of activity, smashing into you with its horns and its claws. Chris, you are going to take, let's see.
You could just walk it off. It's fine.
It's true. No, you're a
Out of all of us, probably.
that is true. Of everybody that could take a full round of attacks from
Also,
this thing.
I hit him for 81 points of damage with, I believe 26 of that being radiant.
81, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It hits you back for 60 points of damage. I've already halved it.
Oh, that's
60
already halved. Okay.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, 60. Perfect. And give me. You should be pretty good at this, but let's see. Oh, actually, you don't get the save just yet. You all watch as this thing in its mouth just burrows down and picks Chris up in its mouth. Chris, you are inside of its mouth. We will deal with what that means momentarily. For the rest of you, you see as gods and monsters are all doing battle all around them here. You see this strange.
So you know, I still haven't gone. If you're doing this on purpose.
Oh, sorry. Yes, no, that was my mistake. So yes,
No,
it's
you're
absolutely
good.
your turn.
I'm like, I was
It's
at the
no,
end,
it
and
was
I'm
my
just, like, sitting
counting's
here.
mistake.
Yep,
I'm like, it's
yeah.
cool, it's fine.
A lot's happening. No, please take your turn.
Who did that to Chris?
The spiky beast.
Give me nature or history to see if you know what that is.
But it wasn't a demogorgon or
No, the spiky beast. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Demogorgon and Zariel very much are occupying each other right now.
Gotcha. You said history, that is a 29.
Now that you've seen this thing move and you've seen what it's done, Anton, that's not possible. That thing shouldn't be here, especially since it appears like it is dead. That is the Tarask. What manner of sorcerer could have been strong enough to reanimate the Tarask? And that sorcerer is standing right in front of you holding this book. Also, that legit happened in this last one. They sent the Tarask to kill and they sent the Tarask on a suicide mission on purpose. And I was like, yeah, but the lich is gonna raise the Tarask. Like, obviously, like what lich wouldn't raise the Tarask and now have a Tarask?
That tracks. Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Seeing that thing, and that thing is a problem, and it also has Chris. I think Anton has been very silent this entire time as all this stuff is going around, and they look over at the Tarask, but then they realize it's not really the Tarask, it's the individual that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
This sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
And in their mind, they say, I believe my companions have underestimated me. That's bad for you. Immediately, there is a burst of psionic energy that goes around Eleanor, Bellesprit, Glim, Chris, and myself. Apep, you way too high. I'm sorry. As a shield basically surrounds all of us. As I use my bonus action to do my Bulwark of Force, we all get a +2 to your AC and Dex saves, and you have half cover immediately.
Thank you.
And as that happens, I look over at this individual and say, how well can you hold up? I've already rolled all of my attacks. It's going to come in. It'd be important if I need it. I did not roll under a 24.
What is your movement speed?
35.
The very first time that you hit, you see this thing looks at you and just says, you should know your place. And there is an explosion of psychic energy.
Is this a spell?
No.
Okay, never mind.
He, for 10 points of psychic energy, not damage, not counting any mitigation, and he disappears and reappears 30 feet away, which you could move and then hit him the second time. Actually, I think you would get the rest of your hits in, so this will still count because you can get to him. But he does vanish and reappear.
And how much psychic damage was that?
10.
So it's only 5 for me because I'm resistant. That's
perfect.
That's fine for me. As that happens, he just kind of shrugs, says, I don't care about the part of me that didn't like that, but it still did nothing. If I'm assuming now psychic damage does matter. Are they resistant to psychic damage or immune?
Is there any way that you would know that?
I'm asking for damage purposes that I'm going to give you.
Whether or not you're going to split it up? No, he is not immune to psychic.
Okay. So I attack 4 times.
Saving you time.
Yes, exactly. It's saving you time. I attacked 4 times, and those 4 in that first round, one of those was a crit. And I doubled the dice when I needed to double the dice for ease. Well, I did this.
Sure.
76 points of magical slashing, 73 points of psychic damage. That is 149 points of damage.
You slam into this thing, hacking and slashing, and you see chunks of him flying off. And he just looks at you and says, impressive.
I'm not done. Action search. But can they make me a strength saving throw, please? As on one of those attacks, I attempt to knock them down.
What does he need to beat?
20?
He is going to use another legendary resistance to stay on his feet.
That's fine. In that second round of damage, 2 of those were crits, but I did less damage, unfortunately. Okay. 62 points of magical slashing and 37 points of psychic damage.
Perfect. Excellent. Anything else?
Are they still up?
Oh yeah, he's still standing.
Great. The last thing I do, my eyes flash as I use my last action surge, and I say, "You stay." They need to make a what is it? What is it? What is it? I think it's actually a check. They need to make a strength check against my spellcasting ability.
Hold on 1 second. I'm looking up something else here.
No worries.
A lot of stat blocks taking place.
You're good.
Is this a spell that you are casting?
They wouldn't know that.
Well, now it's making my life easier. Is it a spell?
It is. It is a spell, technically. Yes.
What level is the spell?
It is. Sorry, 5th level.
You see, as you're about to do this, he just holds his hand up and the magic dissipates.
Is he trying to? Hold on, pause. Is he trying to counterspell?
It's not a counterspell. It's a thing that he can do in particular.
Okay, I'm like, if it's subtle,
I appreciate
you
you. I
can't
appreciate
notice it.
you being quick on the draw with the counterspell and the counterspell, because that is the game that you start trying to burn them all. Yeah.
I guess I'm asking, do they need to know I'm doing it for this thing to happen?
No.
Okay, that's all. Then that's good.
Yep.
That's fine.
He is very beat up.
That's fine. Then nothing happens.
He looks down where you see that he is all chopped and ragged, and looks up and just says, "How well can you stand up?" Give me a con save, Anton.
Ooh, I don't like that. I mean, I have a good con, but still don't like that. Do I have any event? I think I have a couple of advantages. I'm gonna use one of those because I don't trust. The Bible say, how about not? Does a 25?
That is enough, but you take 48 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, cute.
The life just comes draining out of you there. And he turns and looks at all the rest of you and just says,
sorry, how much damage was that? 40 something? 48?
48.
Thank you.
48 necrotic. He just kind of looks at all of you and says, "You will make useful lieutenants." Chris, this should be pretty good for you. Give me a either athletics or acrobatics. And since you're raging, you should have advantage.
I'm sorry, what? Was that me?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah,
Okay.
give me athletics or acrobatics. And you should have advantage.
Athletics with advantage?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, that's a 28 or a 30. A 30.
You see the back of the Tarrasque's throat begin to open up as it is about to swallow you. But you are able to basically hold on to its teeth to stay in its mouth here. As you all see, it leans its head back and it's like... But Chris does not go down. But it is trying. You see this sorcerer looks... hang on 1 second. Sorry. Let me do one other thing. Anton, give me a wisdom save.
Oh, I don't like that. I actually don't like that. That's gross. Okay. That's
I think you still have advantage from Zealous presence.
Doesn't matter. I get advantage on wisdom anyway, and that's an 11.
You hear, oh, that one seems good. Yeah, it does seem good. Hey, you, Squiggles, you work for us now. As the Demogorgon uses its beguiling gaze, and you are charmed by the Demogorgon. And as Anton switches sides, that seems like a great place for us to take a little break. But we're going to do it super quick. We're going to do like 5 minutes because we don't have a lot of time left. So quick 5. Don't go nowheres. You guys don't turn off your cameras. And we'll be right back. 5 minutes. Please donate. They very much need your help. A lot of terrible things are still about to happen in the next like 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See you in a minute. Hello, and welcome back to Streaming for Survivors Pride Edition. I'd like to say 2 things. One, I'm going to say 3 things. One, we are $300 away from our goal, at least from our next goal, because once we hit that goal, we're just going to make another goal. But less than $300 away. 2, they need your help, believe me. 3, Vecna the Whispered One was brought to you in part by Tanya DePass, Cypher She sent that to bless all of you. And by blessing you, blessed me. And last but certainly not least, we have a deck of mini draw pending for APEP here. So let's just find out what fate. I mean, you already got the one you wanted out of the deck, so let's. There's nowhere else to go here.
Draw the first one you have. Just
perfect.
Yep. If
Let's
it kills
see.
me, it kills me.
That's another one that is not fun. Like, I mean, not even just like
What was
like,
it?
I mean, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
APEP. Death, who is still actively engaged with Glim, turns and looks at you and says, "Did you bring a token of your esteem?"
Yes. And I hold a beautiful glimmering rod.
You see Death looks disappointed, which is difficult for a skull to do, and rummages around in his robes and pulls out a ring with a very ornately carved ruby in the shape of a dragon and hands it to you. As you've drawn the gem card, which is a delightfully harmless card.
That's great.
Out of the deck. You got an engagement ring for your lady once she reincorporates.
Oh,
Perfect. Also,
That's
shout out
nice.
to Kelly Wright for sending the Demogorgon, who did not. That's the worst thing that Kelly could have done. So thank you. I thank you. And the people thank you. So that brings us back around to the top of initiative. Glim, it is your turn, but you are also actively engaged with Death still.
And wait, so my zealous, my speech gave advantage, but are we still afraid? Are they still afraid?
You get to roll at the end of your turn to see if you can break the fear effect. So you're still currently frightened, which means you have disadvantage. If you're frightened, you have disadvantage as long as you can see the Trask and you cannot consciously go closer to it.
And Glim ain't afraid of nothing. Claims Glim at this moment. We'll see.
Literally, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Yeah.
So I just lay the land. I've got secondary death. My friend that I jumped in to save gave me a good luck grandma and is out. Do you know, young people? I not my first intervention. And then we've got my scary friend with the black book and the very familiar menace. We've got a giant spiky thing that has eaten Chris. We've got Zariel and the Demogorgon who are currently going at each other. Zariel being the only person who doesn't seem confused as to why we're all here, or do I have that?
She did. The Star Lady, I think.
The Star Lady.
Oh, the Star Lady. Got it. Star Lady.
Did not know. They did not seem confused. Yep.
Then we've got Dern. We've got a random undead surrounding our undead Trask here. And all my new friends engaged in battle. That about the size of it.
Yeah, and I'm keeping track of hit point pools and initiatives for everybody. Yeah. Yep.
It's going great. It's going great.
Yep.
I would like to Does the Tarrasque count as engaged if Chris is holding its mouth open?
I have just one other question. Bellispree,
Yeah.
that last donation, was that to help or hinder? Because that's relevant.
Oh, to hinder.
Oh, to hinder.
Oh.
Of course. Of course.
Just, throw more fire on. Why not?
How on earth am I? Okay.
Just keep it loose. Keep those rules loose.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's for a good cause. All right. Here's how I'm gonna do this. Let's see. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. That's bad too. No. Okay. No, this is good. All right. Here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come around the horn, and I'm gonna make an attack roll against each of you, and I'm gonna tell you what happens. So, what is your AC, Anton?
Depends on if you hit me.
Well, it's a natural 20, so it's definitely gonna hit you.
Oh, that's rude. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
I think you invoked that with the sass at the start.
It did. It's cool.
What's Bellispree's armor class?
21. If I still have that +2 from Anton.
That is going to be a hit on Bellispree. Eleanor is going to be a miss. Apep's going to be a miss. Chris, you are in the Tarrasque's mouth, so you're out of range.
Hey.
What is Glim's AC?
It's currently 19.
That is going to be a hit on Glim. So, Glim, as you are sizing up the battlefield, you hear.
Oh no!
As a horde, a carpet of creatures come barreling towards you, as someone sent 101 Zorbos after you, which are tiny, ferocious, rat-like things from Chult that just swarm
What in the
over
hell? Why?
all of you. That's why I was like, I was like, when she sent it to me, I'm like, I don't.
Wait. You're
what do those
telling
words
me?
mean?
You're telling me I just got nat 20'd by a mix between a Furby and a gremlin?
You got net 20'd by a number of Furbies and Gremlins. Glim and Bellispree, you each take 95 points of piercing damage.
Oh, Anton.
I
No.
would, except that I don't wanna. Can I use Uncanny Dodge on a swarm?
No, because there's
Also,
several
you
dozen
used it.
bites. Yeah.
Oh, it's your. It's
No, it's where the top
your
of
reaction.
the next turn. Top of the next turn. But not against the storm. And yes, you did that math right, Anton. That is 190 points of damage to Anton from a
He's
swarm.
gonna like one of the Furbies gets hit by a force field as I try to negate some of that, but that's it. Okay, I negated 10 points. So 190 what?
It was 180 then points of piercing damage as these slashing they're destructive. Oh no, other stuff happens. Oh no.
There's more?
There's more?
God.
But wait, there's more.
I want y'all to know I started with 250 points of health, y'all. I'm beefy. I am no
Y'all,
longer.
I did not start with a lot of health.
They all have destructive claws that bite and tear and rip at your possessions. So Bellispree, Anton, and Glim, your AC all go down by 1 as they have damaged your equipment as this wave of carnivorous rats, which I've done a lot of this, and that's a first, wash over all of you and rush back off into the distance.
Point of order, I'm not wearing armor.
We don't have a cleric.
That's true.
Oh, well,
I'm
then,
immune to having my stuff hurt.
I mean, it damages your stuff, but you know what? They scuff up your they scuff up your shell, Glim.
Listen,
They scuff up your
over
shell.
almost 200 points of damage. You could take a small old
One
thing.
EC, yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to be this old not paying attention to your belongings, you know?
However, now it is your turn, Glim.
So I took 95, right?
Also, Anton, our dear friend Critical Bard, could use your help, chat. If you want to toss a coin to your person who is possessed and eaten by rats.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
You
You're still
upright, Anton?
possessed.
Yeah, but Glim, it is your turn.
Is Anton upright?
Yeah, he's still standing.
Okay.
I didn't even know what a Zorbo was. If you'd like open a new tab and Google a Zorbo, y'all. It's
I refuse.
Z-O-R-B-O.
I don't wanna
And
know this.
imagine 101 of them trying to eat you. I was like, that's 800 points of potential damage. Then I was like, who did this? Yeah. This is coming from me. I'm the one that is like, perhaps that was a bit strong. You know?
Sometimes you make a call. It's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing like excessively well, but you know, there's a lot of other things going on. So what I might do is just while I gather myself, I'm just gonna do I am more Zorbo bites than green skin at this point and real shaky. But I am just gonna I got things to do. We have a situation here that I would like to get to the bottom of, and my new friend is being eaten and I don't like it. So I'm gonna bonus action disengage, just get myself to what feels like I'm just not next to anybody at the exact moment, and then I'd like to flip around, hit those bracers, and make an attack with advantage on the throat of that Tarask to try to get it to eject my friend.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
That is.
Is there a card in the deck of anything that heals? Because I'll take that.
I don't think so. Well, kinda. There's cards that grant wishes.
I can heal you on my bonus action.
I appreciate there's no cleric, no healing. I don't know, y'all. That there's still wishes in here, and that might solve some problems if anybody wants to send any more deck of mini draws.
The best defense is a
Do
good
it.
offense.
I'm already screwed. Keep hitting me.
Is a 27 or a 30 gonna hit?
Both.
Great. That first one is going to be 2 more daggers out of the bracer for 7 piercing plus another 39 for a total of 46 on that first one. And then because I just, I got another dagger, so I'm just gonna use it.
That's, if not now, when?
A little flip, and the other one goes in for another 8 for the total of 54, please.
Perfect. Again, you are chopping and slashing at this thing. You see you're hacking away at its flesh. It doesn't bleed. You've like chopped back and see its teeth in its skull, and its eye just kind of blankly rotates and looks at you. But it doesn't scream out in pain. It doesn't roar. It doesn't do anything. It just holding on to Chris in its mouth.
All right. I was hoping for like a reflexive kind of hit it in the throat impulse, but that might have required a better roll. All right, that's it for me.
I appreciate the hustle. You're doing a great job.
You can see Chris between its teeth here. You see it just sort of like looks at you for a moment and whips faster than you could think something like this could move and lashes at you with its tail, Glim, and is going to hit for 24 points of bludgeoning damage. And give me a strength, not Chris, Glim.
But I have Sentinel attack, and so when a creature within 5 feet of me, which is definitely within 5 feet, attacks the target other than me, I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
You sure can, but give me a strength. You stab at the tongue. Give me a strength save, Glim.
So this may or may not really just be strictly speaking necessary. On account of how even if I uncanny dodge, I'm going down.
You all see Glim appears and just begins stabbing at the throat of the Tarask. Chris looks through and it's like, you're doing great. And, pow, and the tail sends her hurtling backwards, and Glim's body just slides across the ground in front of you, unconscious.
That sentinel hitting Eric. What we can.
Although you do, you can. The sentinel hit counts. Just give me the damage.
I'm gonna use another one of the 20s, the natural 20s.
Perfect. Just give it to me when you got it. But Eleanor, it is your turn. At the end of your turn, you can try and escape the Tarask's frightened effect. But in the meantime, you are a scared.
Well, luckily, because of all these 100 Zorbos that are screaming around the floor, I am gonna have. I'm gonna tell Cassio, my Drake, to take to the air because it can fly. Cassio can fly, and I'm mounted. And I'm gonna fly over to Glim's body, pull them up onto Cassio, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on them.
Perfect.
5th level. Because I'm frightened, so anything else is going to be a terrible time, and that was a terrible roll.
Hang on one second, Eleanor, because I just got something that might be relevant.
Here's
okay.
Yes.
So
Chris?
here's something. Damage was 30, but then also if I hit it with the opportunity attack, which I did, the speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
Yep. Speed drops to 0.
Yeah, and
which is very relevant.
It's an attack. Yes. No. You can use your action mania. Yeah, that's it.
Glim. You are. What? Hang on. Time out. Before I say what's about to happen, Bellispre, does that mean we hit our goal?
No, that came in earlier.
It came in earlier. All right, we're close to the goal. Close to the goal. Perfect.
Less than $100 away.
Less than $100 away.
Come on, everybody, so much.
They need help because this is about to become complicated. Glim.
Oh, no.
Become.
Glim. You see your friend giving you the high sign. You are aware that the Tarrasque is moving, and then there's just nothing. And you start to hear gears, like the ticking of a clock. And you see an eye appear right in front of you. It like clicks with a metal lid, and you see it zooms in and out. You hear zzz. Your designation, Glim, yes?
Who wants to know?
We have been sent to assist you. We are the Modrons. We are the height of perfection. We are the pinnacle of evolution in the universe. Would you like to be restored to life in the material plane that you were on currently? It is not the prime material plane. We are unaware of our location. However, we have been dispatched to assist. Do you consent to our assistance?
Oh, why, yes, thank you. Roadside assistance in the far room. I like it.
Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
As you go to put your hand out to draw the healing life back into Glim, you see she inhales sharply and are healed for 50 points of damage. And you all hear echoing everywhere all around you, all hail the Modrons, all hail the Modrons, all hail the Modrons, all hail the Modrons. And you hear
all hail the Modrons, yes.
Thank you kindly.
Behind the Tarrasque, a gargantuan construct stands up, and two cannons slide up over its shoulder into focus, pointing at the Tarrasque, as someone has sent a warforged colossus to assist you, because of course they have.
Of course.
It's Blastoise.
We have hit the goal. Hey. Huzzah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all so very much. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for even taking the time to be here to watch. I know I'm not trying to play us off. The game's not over, but I mean, you could be anywhere in the world. You're literally here with us. I realize it is a very difficult time for a lot of people. Gas is expensive, so it means that much more when you dig in and so generously donate for this. And again, for those of you that can't, please don't feel bad. We have literally all been there. Just continue signal boosting, spreading the word. But to celebrate, everybody's going to get a draw from the deck of many things.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
And Anton already had one. So Anton, I'm going to let you decide. Do you want 2 in a row, or do you want 1 at the front and 1 at the end?
You know what? Go big, go Six Flags. 2 in a row.
Cut or don't cut? Or first tell me when to stop. Oh, hang on. I dropped one. That one's for you. Fate decided. That one's for you.
Right.
All right. Now, cut or no cut?
Cut.
I'm going to save that for a dramatically appropriate moment. Anton?
Both of them?
No, the one that I dropped is for
Oh.
you. We're gonna say. I realize we don't have a lot of dramatic moments left, but I got one. But you know what? Roll 1d4.
That was a very excited looking
3.
face.
The universe provides, as you have drawn the moon card and now have access to 3 wishes, Anton. I will tell you all, I am from the Twilight Zone Monkey Paw School of Witchcraft, where the wish spell can do literally anything, but it is going to do exactly what you ask for. So be careful how you word your wishes, because that is what is going to happen. Perfect. In the interest of time, I'm gonna peel these off and go around the horn here. So Bellesprit. I'm gonna come back to that one for Bellesprit. Let's see who's next here. Eleanor, this is perfect, but also got to come back to it for Eleanor. We're writing the epilogue with these cards here. That is absolutely perfect for APEP, but
yeah,
also
I didn't like that. I knew that was for me as soon as you started like plotting.
Glim. Man, wow. Okay, jeez. Like none of these I can resolve right now, but they all work very well thematically.
At least we get a very epic ending, I think. It sounds like.
It's certainly heading that way. And the last one I believe we have is because Glim is the only one that I haven't given one to, right? At least here currently.
Yeah, and Chris
Chris hasn't gotten one. That's
I got
actually
one.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you did. Oh, that's for. Oh, well, that's interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work for Chris because Chris has 2 floating out here. Cool. Dope. No problem at all. Not a lot left in the deck, but still, some very interesting things have all come out here. I just have to make sure I keep track of what's intended for whomst. Perfect. However, although Eleanor is conscious again and the warforged colossus is up and going to engage the Tarask, this literally turned into Ultraman versus Godzilla. And I'd just like to say thank you all for
I'm always a fan if a mecha comes into play, so I'm very happy with this.
The warforged colossus is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. The stat block on that thing is nutty. It's
the best.
So it very much appears and engages. So Eleanor, you don't actually have to heal Glim. She springs to life in your arms.
In your arms. Okay, we'll do a really quick turn on this one then. So instead of that, I will have Cassiel fly to Chris, who I know is in the mouth of the undead Tarask, but I can see the shot's about to take place. I want to fly by, and as I pass by Chris, I'm going to cast freedom of movement, which I think should hopefully allow Chris to get out of the bite and escape. So I'm going to cast freedom of movement on Chris.
I'm going to give you a spirit of the law versus the letter of the law thing here, because technically you being frightened cannot go closer to it.
But Cassiel can. Exactly.
So
that's what I was thinking. Like, he flies closer to it, and then I'm like, and then I slap Chris and cast the spell.
If I just came to life on the Drake with you, can I just reason that I am like grabbing onto your skirt and the thing and being like... Very excited, but very high.
And then I will use my natural 20 I just got on my frightened saving throw and end my turn. And then we'll just have...
Perfect. Your mind is yours, Eleanor.
Yes.
In Bellesprit, Chris will not be grappled. So you'll be able to move freely about the Tarask mouth. Bellesprit, it is your turn. Bellesprit, you do see this person turns and looks at you. And, do you know who I am?
Oh, I'm so my apologies. Here you go, and I put out my hand to introduce myself. I'm Bellesprit. What's your name?
You see, he goes to motion with his left hand, and you realize he doesn't have one. But like a spectral outline appears that he extends, and he says, I'm known by many names. The Whispered One, Lord Vecna.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I will bring death everywhere. There's room for you with me.
about that, I don't think. And I'm gonna emit a roar, like almost like howl of a cat comes out of me, and I'm gonna cast Psychic Scream on. I can do it up to 10 people within 90 feet of me. So every enemy that's within 90 feet of me has to make an int save.
100 Zorbos fall.
100 Zorbos start popping.
Touching the Zorbos.
I mean, hey, they're enemy Zorbos, you know? Is that a spell or an effect that you're doing?
This is a spell.
What level is the spell?
I think 9.
Well, Vecna was going to attempt to dread counterspell, but rolled a big ol' 1. So as he holds his hand up to do it, you see these Zorbos start biting Vecna too. He's like, "Do you not know who I am? Oh God, it's in my robes." You know, he fails to stop it. So go ahead and do your damage.
All right, which means I pre-rolled this. 50 psychic damage for everyone who fails their int save. It's a DC 22 int save.
Let's see. You said 50 damage?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
If they make the save, they take half damage.
Perfect. All right. Psychic damage goes out far and wide. You do begin splattering Zorbos left and right.
Everyone also who fails this int save and is still alive, they are stunned.
You see, clearly you've harmed Vecna. He's holding on to his head, but he doesn't seem like he stops moving.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm going to bonus action use Healing Light to do maximum, which is 5d6 healing to who's looking the worst here now? Glim, how much healing did you get?
I got a good amount. I don't think Anton's doing so great.
All right, let's do it for Anton. Coming your way, CB. So spectral light comes down on you, and you feel almost like when kitties make little biscuits on your body as this healing comes into you. And I rolled pretty well here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 points of healing damage, of healing.
Anton takes that, but you note that their expression has been blank this entire time.
Perfect. Anything else for Bellaspring?
Anton! Hello! And that's it for me.
Perfect.
There is no Anton, only Zool.
There is only Zool. The only Zorbo. Only Zorbo. Demogorgon and Zariel are going at it. Unfortunately, Demogorgon's starting to get the best of Zariel. I mean, she's stinging him, but every time it hits her, it is leaving these like deep black welts all over her. Because again, every time the Gorgon damages you, it lowers your hit point maximum. Like it literally carves you to pieces. She's still up and swinging, but she is very much on her heels. Apep, it is your turn.
So a 23 and up hits the Demogorgon, I assume.
The Demogorgon?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That is 4 attacks while using bonus action and flurry of blows for a total of 89 points of bludgeoning damage, pounding into this thing.
You come because Dern and Zariel are both fighting it, and you realize this thing is terrible, and the heads are laughing the entire time, and you see their eyes wide. And you see one of the heads turns and looks at you as you're coming up, Apep, and just says, "What are you gonna do, little man?"
With the elbow across the face.
Tell me what it looks like when you defeat the Demogorgon, Apep.
It's one of those moments where there's a visage that comes across his face where his skin turns entirely that of like a chromatic rainbow, and then he just starts beating into this thing as essentially the mask of Tiamat like melds to his face for a moment, and then as he just starts pummeling it to like a pulp, he starts eating it, like just like chomping it down.
You see, when you start doing this, like Zariel and Dern both just kind of like look at each other and then look at you and are like, mine. Perfect. Anything else from APEP?
Nah, I'm a god. Fuck that. Damn.
Anton, with the Demogorgon defeated, your mind is your own again. And you see that woman that is made out of star stuff. Again, she's just standing there watching all of this. It's not exactly clear. Did she just appear or did you just simply notice her? Because it's been very chaotic. But she is just there watching. So
his gaze turns to her, and you swear you see an eyebrow raise, but he's still remaining stoic as this is going on.
Hang on. I gotta plus one that. It was just said in chat by the ever brilliant Gabe James that Tiamat is the patron of pride, and now I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it now.
Yes, bitch,
There it is.
yes.
A queen.
Period.
That is a proud girl boss right there.
Yep, the proudest. Sorry. That's something I was like, no, that one has to be said out loud. Sorry, Anton. You what?
No,
what
it's good. No, I would say I think I lock eyes with that individual as my eyebrow raises. It's not my turn yet, but I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, actually, it is your turn because APEP just went, and you and Chris technically are simultaneous. So it is your turn.
Oh, that's bad then. Then I look at this individual in deep speech. I say, "Could you come here, please?" Yes.
And she's just there. You don't see her move. She's just in front of you. And she goes, yeah. We haven't been introduced properly. My name is Nebula. And she extends her hand to you.
They will feel a hand grip them, but nothing's there. And I say, I realize that this has been futile. This is my home, but not my home. I don't wish to be here, but I realize all this chaos can be stopped one way.
You know, I have a certain failing of mine. I like to gloat. Would you like to know what's happening, why this even is?
Intellectually, yes, sure. Give me this answer.
You see, she kind of holds her hands towards your head. She's like, may I? I promise. It won't hurt at all.
He won't move, but he'll let it happen.
When you feel these hands on the side of your head, you see Gadan, or what was the Empire. In the sky over it is twisting, swirling colors. And you see horrifying, multiple tentacled creatures just rolling across the land, and people screaming and running and fighting valiantly. But it's clear a full-scale invasion is taking place. And she says, we just had to lower the defenses. You, Six, even those things. The most fearsome beings on the plains, the only one that posed us any real obstacles, honestly. And by having you here fighting each other, no one is there fighting us. So, but good news, because you're one of us after a fashion, how about I let you live? How about I let you be in charge? We're more... and she looks down and you see across her abdomen a huge toothy mouth opens, sharply contrasting the beauty of her face. And she's like, we don't really do diplomacy, talking. We're more teeth and tentacles. So you might be a useful go-between now that we're in charge.
Well, that's quite nice, but you failed to realize one thing about me. My mother was taken against her will. She was submitted to seromorphosis, and I was the offspring of that. I have always sought to take down those who destroyed what I was meant to have, and now you've given me the reason to. So,
Is
I
that gonna
wish,
that's gonna be a no?
I wish I could do such a thing, but instead, I wish to consume and gain your power absolute. And as I say that, my mouth begins to open, and I do not have teeth. I have like rows of lamprey, like pincers, as I seek to consume and take her power with my wish.
You see, when she says that, she's like, well, I mean, it's good to wish for things to. And you see her eyes narrow when she looks at you and she goes, I will. I'll find a way back. And you all see she disappears. And for the first time, you actually can see this woman. He described it to you, but you see this woman made of star stuff, and she swirls into Anton, and his skin takes on that same colorful, beautiful coloration that she had. And across his abdomen, a horrifying toothy jaw forms. Anton, you immediately understand this place. It's a prison. She wasn't lying to you. That you all were just brought here so you couldn't fight the invasion. And you understand how you could lower the walls, or you could just remove your companions and leave these other horrific monstrosities here.
This is strange. I've never had this much authority before. If you all would like to leave, I can send you, or you can stay. But I'd rather make sure this invasion is done.
Vecna turns and looks at you and looks you up and down. Says, invasion. I rule there. I would fight.
You were a ploy. You are irrelevant. Sorry to burst your necrotic bubble.
Chris, while this is taking place, you are able to slide out of the mouth of the Tarrasque through one of his broken teeth here.
Look, well, it's I've been in worse situations before, and I grab one of the teeth and I use it to sort of pry myself out as an improvised weapon.
I do know that Chris had a number of natural 20s banked. Have you rolled that voluminous damage yet?
I didn't know what exactly it would be, but let's see. So
you're looking at like an average of like 40-50 damage per attack.
I think it was okay. I was rolling here, and then it came out to, because I turns out did not attune my weapon when we first started.
That's why I wasn't rolling. Let me ask you an important question. Because you have an option, because of the freedom of movement from Eleanor, you could continue attacking the Tarrasque, or you could get loose and go after Vecna, if that was your intent.
Yes. So I would have gotten free due to the one sort of melee attack, and then I'd like to go attack Vecna, if that's all right with you.
So you have 4 natural 20. What? Do me a favor. Look in your log if you still got the log. What was your last attack? Because it was a natural 20, so we'll just multiply that by 4. Do some quick math here.
Would be 16. 30, 60 plus.
Because unfortunately, okay, go ahead.
8 plus.
Honestly, 68 will do it, because that'll get you
88. It's 88. It's 88.
More than enough, because he only has 225 hit points left. So as Vecna is standing there monologuing, Chris, and you come sliding out of the mouth of the terrace.
I am sticky.
Tell me how you destroy Vecna the Whispered One, as he is enraged, screaming that he will go back and repel the invasion of his kingdom. What does Chris do?
I slide out of the mouth like in a pile of spit. I pick myself up and I go, I charge, and I swing my battle axe, which explodes with light, and then I go, douche, and I headbutt him horns first, straight in the butt, and just keep charging through. But due to the nature of the place, despite the fact that I just keep running, I'm still mostly in place.
It's the strangest thing. You're aware of how fast Chris must be moving, and yet he's just right there, having impaled Vecna and run past. And you see, again, Zariel looks at all of you and just says, such strange mortals.
I'm mad you described Chris getting Vecna and you called it the strangest thing, and you didn't even say anything.
Hey, it's gauche when you laugh at your own joke, okay? I set him up. I set him up. I leave Easter eggs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, currently Chris is running up a hill or anything like
Stop.
that. Stop. Like, yeah,
a hill manifests. Weird. Everything has been flat and featureless.
I'm gonna make a deal with God.
Well, and see,
running right towards Anton. Exactly. Yeah. So, Anton, Dern is still here. Zariel is still here. The Modrons seem to have no indication that peace has been made with the Tarrasque, so kaiju battle is taking place nearby. You are the puppet that can see the strings.
And we are in a prison away from the invasion that's happening?
Correct.
Great.
You are aware of how to get out of it now that you have Nebula's power.
I'm going to look at everyone and say, this has been quite pointless. And I've seen bards do extraordinary things, also pointless. I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to say, I wish that all of us were gone back to our respective planes. All, including the invasion.
You have done me a duty here, because a flash of light appears, and all of you are dispersed across time and space in planes. And a number of things happen all at once. Eleanor, you appear in front of a castle with long tabards hanging down of the head of a dragon with a crown on it. As you have drawn the throne card, and you are now queen of a land with your own people to rule over wisely.
I am very pleased with that one. Thank you very much.
Queen, Eleanor.
Yeah.
a lot of interesting things happen with these final cards. Bellispree. Where is home to Bellispree?
Honestly, it's in the stars. She's already sort of there.
Does she have anything? Is there a place that she lives? Anywhere she lays her head?
She does. Her home is a small, modest cabin that's the clouds outside are sort of reminiscent of a natural forest from the prime material plane.
Bellispree, you appear at home, but it's not home. The trees are dead and twisted. The animals are all gone. And the cabin is in a ruin. And you see carved in it by a very cruel hand. You betrayed me. Vecna always returns. Is you have drawn the ruin card and lost all your worldly possessions.
Oh
How
no!
am I supposed to take care of all my skeletal animals now?
Upside, there's a lot more skeletal animals in this forest now. Hey, Pep. You find yourself standing back in the volcano where Glycinder lived, at the very heart of the Empire. Smoke rising out of it as the heat returns. You hear her voice echo, "Hey, Pep, my love, you've done it." Yes, hey, Pep, you have done it.
This is not a menage a trois.
But you yourself will never see it. As darkness descends on you, as death has had its revenge, as you have drawn the void card,
Ooh.
and death has claimed your soul for its own, in the balance to return your lady love.
That's way funnier.
Interestingly enough, the rest of you all drew cards that would have caused you to gain a level, and past level 20, there is no other level to gain except demigodhood.
I mean, I took nebulous power, so I'm an elder entity right now.
Well, you are, is Chris, Anton, and who would I set this aside for originally? Hold on, let me make sure. You did well. No, I got another one for you. Let me just make sure I'm getting my own thing in order here.
To those who donated, thank you, and why?
Lim, Chris, and Anton, as you transition over, Anton, you find yourself traversing the line between the far realms and the prime material, a guardian of the border, to protect the sentience from the unknowing nightmare that lurks just on the other side of the veil, that so very nearly consume them. Glim, what would be a peaceful afterlife for Glim?
A peaceful afterlife.
Actually,
Okay.
Sorry, Glim, not to interrupt, but you see a flash of light and you hear the ticking of a clock. And you look out and you see a colossal clockwork city of gears within gears, of endless machinery that goes off in all different directions. And a very small creature with one big eye walks up to you and says, "Designation Glim, are you the new Primus?"
Very possibly.
Does not compute. It is a yes or no answer. It is an absolute system. Are you the new Primus?
I pull out a book and start being like, who decides who's the new Primus?
All hail the new Primus. All hail the new Primus. And you hear voices echoing all across. All hail the new Primus. As you see legions of these creatures, the Modrons all walking your direction. And you see that gargantuan robot. Actually, Anton, would you have let the robot out, or did you leave it there?
Oh, no, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Covered in bites and scratches, but kneels down in front of you as everybody calls out, "All hail the Primus." In Chris, You too have attained godhood, you having drawn the jester first. But as a minotaur, you like mazes.
No, that's the opposite of what we like.
And unfortunately for you, you might have made your own demi-plane a little too well, as you also drew the donjon, where you were trapped for all eternity in a maze of your own making.
Can I say one quick thing? As Anton is floating in the ether or whatever he is looking down, I think he gets pinpoints one individual, and he says, I have been stuck in a demi-plane where someone lost their beloved and it caused chaos. I wish to not see that happen again. So I wish for Apep and his draconic lady love to be reunited, free from captivity, as I use my final wish to free Apep from the void, which is one of the one things that can get somebody out of it.
That's incredible. It's really bad for all of society. That's really beautiful.
So,
don't worry.
No, please.
I was going to say, don't worry, Chris. Queen Eleanor will definitely be putting a lot of her royal wizards to finding a way to rescue the hunky himbo that she fell for in the.
In the meantime, Chris will work on perfecting his pot pie recipes.
You know, we got to save something for the sequel, right? So hey, thank you all for playing. I know that was bananas and went all over the place. It does. And when the donation, you didn't see how many monsters were like coming by here. I'm like, oh, that too. 101 carnivorous rats. But so be it. So thank you all so very much. Real quick, let's do it like this. Really give one last time who you are and where to find you, and I'm gonna give it to Shar to play us out here. So I'm going kind of the opposite of the horn this time. So we're gonna start. Actually, we started with Erika last time. This time we will start with CB.
Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard. You can find me everywhere at Critical Bard. I do way too much, but I'm going to be gone for most of this next month because I'm doing theater again. So that's me. Give me strength as I go into rehearsals in a couple of days. That's me. Bye.
You're gonna be with us as Harkon Lucas on the Black Dice Society.
Oh,
this Thursday at 4.
I will be your master singer.
To be extra messy, please.
You're welcome.
Mark, especially, it is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning where you are. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning, so thank you so very much. But
Thank you very much,
Mark.
Hi, yeah, you can find me Sherlock_Humes on Twitter or Sherlock Humes pretty much everywhere on the internet. The main thing is I do a show called High Rollers D&D. We're like a big UK D&D stream. We've been going for like 6 years now. We've been around for a long time. We've got a gorgeous new studio. We're playing a high-level campaign. If you like the high-level shenanigans of this, not crammed into a 3-hour with loads of crazy stuff happening where we can actually take time, come and check out Aroas. It's a lot of fun. It's on Sundays. It starts at 5 p.m. UK time or 9 a.m. Pacific. So it's a lovely Sunday morning D&D if you're in the US. And you can catch me pretty much everywhere. We're going to be at TwitchCon Amsterdam. Loads of stuff going on, but that's where you can find me. Thanks so much.
Highly, highly, highly recommend High Rollers. It's a great stream. And they're all the great people. Amy?
My name is Amy Dallen. You can find me here at D&D Beyond most of the time. Thank you all so much for joining us for the game. And thank you all for your donations to WAVAW Crisis Center. We love working with this organization, and it means a lot to all of us to be able to help put a dent in a little bit of that detectable evil of the world. So thank you.
Perfect. The reliably chaotic Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe, cosplayer, voice actor, stunt artist, senior game designer at Steamforged, CEO of a company I started called Mythic Grove. And I started taking bartending classes, which is fun.
Yo!
Hey. And again, working on Into the Motherlands. I got to hook in with everybody here. I got to hook.
That's true, but my face is on the book. If they don't know that yet.
It's true. It's true. That is the biggest stunt, by the way, that you like my face is on the book. Yeah. Last but certainly not least, Erika.
Hello, I'm Erika Ishii. Seriously, thank you so much to everybody who contributed to the stream and everybody who made this happen. And behind the scenes crew is fantastic. I am on the internet at Erika Ishii on Twitter, at the Erika Ishii on TikTok and Instagram. And you can see me Thursdays for a little bit on Critical Role, or right now in Coffin Run on Dimension 20, or wherever fine video games are sold.
Excellent. And for me, B. Dave Walters. You haven't seen the Stranger Things one shot. It was it's up on YouTube and Twitch. I got to run it for the cast. Wednesdays, Legends of the Multiverse, D&D Twitch and YouTube at 5. Thursdays, Black Dice Society, D&D Twitch and YouTube at 4. Follow me on the tweetagrams at B. Dave Walters. Shar is about to play us off here, but again, we raised over $7,600. That is over 120 hours of individual counseling.
Amazing.
That is going to help some people at what is one of the darkest and most difficult times of their lives. And that is something that you all did. So thank you so very much. Again, thank you for your generosity. You never know with these charity games. It's like, are we about to raise $500 or are we going to raise $7,500? Let's find out. So,
thanks for making it $7,500.
Thank you all so very much. Yeah, and hopefully we delivered some delightful chaos. And until next time, I give it back to you, Shar.
Honestly, B-Dave, you took all the words right out of my mouth. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating, for donating, for sharing the links, for just being here watching and hyping us up in chat. This has been a lovely experience. WAVAW is always so proud to be partnering with Wizards of the Coast and D&D Beyond for these sorts of things, and nobody could do it like you, B-Dave, so thank you so, so much. And everyone, your donations are already changing lives. Like B-Dave said, over 120 hours of by and for counseling for survivors who might be trans, who might be gay, anything on the LGBT spectrum. So thank you all so, so much. That's doing so much good in the world.
Well, until next time, thank you all and have a good night.
I know my story may seem amusing to some, but it's not to me. I see two rather unassuming, but seemingly good-hearted folk. I see one who presents as a fighter and a force of good, and I see another who may be of questionable morality. But I need you too.
A lot has happened since you were last here.
You've brought us here for a reason, and let's do the job.
I don't know that I'm ready to go back.
I vote the tunnel.
All right.
That's only one vote.
Yeah, we did a murder!
I know your secret.
Ooh, do we have any sympathetic vomiters? Do we need to make con saves? Anybody?
This is not a joke to me.
She throws her hands into the air, and you see the bones in the floor begin to move and shake and rise.
Here in the crumbling ruins of this grand city, we as compatriots walk together, much like the family of foxes lost amongst the snow. Not snow foxes, but regular foxes, finding themselves scattered across the biome, unfamiliar, dangerous, quite cold, and the color of their skin stands out for predatory creatures. Yet they endure as one. Individually, they would expire, they would be lost or eaten, but as a circle of survival, they will continue, victorious into the mines. Like us, we are the foxes, and we will endure.